Hello baby gangsters, this is Calvin, also known as Homer, and this is my first ever playthrough of Genshin Impact, and we are about to go to this very special location to have a secret meeting with El Capitano. I'm very, very nervous / excited. This Archon quest has been so good so far. Oh, and it's nighttime as well, yeah. Oh my god. Is it? I think it was either El Capitano or Auroran, right? We have to meet up with them to talk about the plan, right?
Weird. Paimon doesn't see anyone. Oh, please don't let this be a trap.
That's the first thing Paimon thinks of. Honestly, we'll handle a trap, though. We will handle a trap. It's Auroran. With the ripped jeans.
Good evening. Nice to see you again.
I like Auroran. Again, like the way I described Auroran, when I was talking about, like when someone legitimately was just like, hey, what do you think about Auroran? Auroran, like, is confusing, but like, I want to hug him. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing I get from him.
It's you. You shouldn't pop up from behind people like that. What are you, a ghost?
What are you, a ghost?
I'm terribly sorry. It's just a force of habit.
Look how pretty this character is. Like, legitimately. Look at this. And the head slightly down, giving a little apology. So cute.
And what's with you apologizing all the time? You sound so polite and honest, but you're actually doing shady stuff behind people's backs.
Paimon loves a good, like, lecture as well, right?
You're right. Granny tells me that too. Huh. Come to think of it, you remind me of her. Sometimes you two sound really similar, you know.
Oh, for real? Paimon and, Citlali?
Oh, so you're gonna call Paimon Granny too now?
Paimon is very serious about all this. She heard the story from us and she's like, I am gonna be full on mother mode in all of this.
Well, I could.
Yeah, what's the purpose of the meeting? I'm very interested to hear what it is. Checking if nobody's around.
It's all clear. Over to you.
Over to you.
Excellent.
Oh my
The
god!
fact that you showed up proves that I was right about your character.
I don't really care how the Fatui think. I think that's a very interesting way of saying it, right? Right? When that I say individuals, like, honestly, I love that Tartaglia loves us, but I think this is a really cool line to say because I think it sets the tone of, like, I am here for this information. I don't need Fatui praise. You know what I mean? I feel like that's a good way of doing it.
Yet, there's been a lot of talk about you. Child told me that you're passionate about the unknown and willing to take risks.
True.
Rather than facing you as an enemy, I would much prefer to bring you to my side.
Yeah, and it's not me disrespecting them, because again, like I said, the Knave and Tartaglia, two members of the Fatui, and a former member too in Vaughn, we adore. We adore to pieces. I do want to hear him out, but also I feel like we need to set the tone of, like, this isn't us, like, coming... Do you hear this music? So gorgeous. Holy hell. I feel like we just need to set the tone of what this meeting is, right? But obviously he's already heard from it. Like, instantly my guard was broken down. The wall was torn down in front of me as soon as he said child, because I'm like, okay, he knows everything about me at this age, I'd say.
If we allow the current state of things to continue, we will inevitably clash.
This music's great.
And that's a scenario that I'd very much like to avoid.
Why?
I've long heard of your exploits across the nations. Though you have crossed swords with my colleagues many times, I know that you are by no means an unreasonable person.
That's honestly awesome that a Fatui member notices this. Like, hey, like, yeah, I've heard stories about you. I know that you fought Signora. I know that you fought the Knave. I know that you fought Tartaglia. I know that you fought Vaughn. But, like, you're not, like... That doesn't make you unreasonable. I see you as someone I can talk to. I love that they have, like, this smart writing and these smart characters, you know?
And once you've learned the truth that the Pyro Archon Malwika would never willingly share with you, you may just find it in your heart to consider
What truth are you talking about, Captain?
I assume you've already been informed of the Pyro Archon's plan. In order to defeat the Abyss and save NATLAN, she still needs 2 more heroes to appear.
Right.
Wait, how did you know that? Never mind. Guess
This
that's
music!
right now.
I've long kept a close eye on her plan. To be frank, it's an exceedingly risky plan.
Okay.
Will the heroes really appear? And even if they come to her, will their power be enough to drive the Abyss back? If any part of the plan goes awry, all of NATLAN, even all of Teyvat, will pay for her mistakes.
So this is similar to what he was saying when he came into the arena before, right? He was like, this stuff ain't working. What you're doing isn't working. Let someone else take the reins, you know?
Now, you may have been led to believe that this is the only plan available to her. But what if I told you she's had another emergency plan all along?
Lips.
The details of which she has chosen to keep hidden from you.
In what way? Like, in what way? I'm so interested to hear what this is now, because, like, even though, like, I love Malvika, right? I'm literally sitting here on the edge of my seat kind of like, tell me.
An emergency plan?
Yes. A way to keep NATLAN intact, even if her original plan fails. But given the painful cost of its execution, she has chosen to keep it as a mere backup plan.
What's the painful cost?
Whether this stems from hesitation, fear, or even naivete, I cannot say. But NATLAN cannot afford to wait until she comes to her senses.
Man,
My fear is that given the enormity of the decision, she will be reluctant to confront the dire reality we face until it is too late. There will be no time left to execute the backup plan.
holy
And all
hell.
of NATLAN will be lost to the abyss.
This is legitimately so cool. First of all, look at the scene. The fire in the background, like Il Capitano, Aurora, this secret meeting. We love a secret meeting. But he's also telling us that there is a secret backup plan that could be executed if needed be, but it might be too late. Now, to me, once again, just like it was with Fontaine, I feel like the way the Knave cared about Fontaine, right, was a very, like, interesting way. Like, it was a very just kind of, like, tailored to their character. They showed their care in very different ways for the people of Fontaine and for Fontaine. And I feel like maybe the captain has some care for NATLAN as well. But again, showing it in his own way as well. But I wonder, again, I could be wrong. It could be a situation, I'm just relating it to a previous situation, you know?
We have to make the decision for her, here and now.
That's just your speculation, but I do want to hear more. I definitely do want to hear more.
Yeah, do you have any evidence for all this? Just telling us a bunch of scary stuff isn't enough, you know.
Oh my god, I love that Paimon is like so brave. I love it.
Besides, wasn't it you who tried to seize the Gnosis for the Tsaritsa plan?
Wait, by seizing the Gnosis and making a decision for it, could he mean that the Gnosis has something to do with the backup plan? There you go, and that would make sense why he wanted the Gnosis and said that he wanted to, like, you know, take the reins of this plan, let someone else take over.
I knew you to be clever enough to see.
Cool.
That's right. I did not seek the Gnosis for the Tsaritsa.
Okay.
Since I was defeated in battle, I must put to rest my thoughts about the Gnosis. But even so, my desire to save NATLAN remains
Right,
unchanged.
there we go. So he doesn't want to just collect it for like everyone else is collecting them. He has a reason to collect this Gnosis for NATLAN?
And now, I have found a new way to solve the crisis. We can implement it immediately if we reach an agreement.
Okay. What the hell? What the hell?
Someone's here.
Someone's gonna see us all together?
Huh? The captain disappeared.
Rightly so. Rightly so. Honestly, probably saved us all there.
Something's rapidly approaching. Oh no.
Oh no? Who is it?
Something.
Oh my god!
Good news, chump. It's your granny.
Did you get a punch right in the stomach? I mean, actually, like, it's Citlali noticing he was gone?
Citlali? When did you get here?
Makes sense, right? She was, like, watching over him. She's literally stuck her neck out and was like, of course she know he was gone.
I knew something was amiss after we were separated.
Is Rord okay?
Hidden ceremonial tools, an unconscious traveler. I must say, I'm very curious about what you're up to.
Is he okay? He's, like, doubled over.
How dare you go behind our backs like this, Auroron? Colluding with the Fatui? Really?
She's accepted at certain part of reality that she didn't accept before, right? And legitimately, like, she was, like, trying everything to, like, think anything but this, right? You okay?
Oh, here we go again. Cat got your tongue, huh? You really think you can avoid a scolding just by staying quiet?
I'm not trying to avoid anything.
Oh my god, this is... Whenever he's talking to Citlali, he seems like a different person, right?
Oh, and now you're talking back. Well, go on then. Explain yourself. What the heck are you up to?
I think, like, again, I do think that Citlali has a right to be worried. We said this last time. The idea of the of what's happening now is that you're seen colluding with a Fatui member. And regardless of whether that's good or bad, it's not about if the Capitano is good or bad. It's not about if the Knave is good or bad. It's not about if Child is good or bad. It's the fact is we've seen that this worries people. This worries people no matter what. It is a worry. Yes, they are diplomats. Yes, you can come and meet with them at any time. Yes, they can go to Fontaine and have a meeting with Nouvellette. But it's still, even the general public would get worried if you were hanging out with a Fatui member, you know?
I'm sorry, Granny. I feel so guilty.
What's happening here?
You! That's it! Where are my tools? I swear if I don't
Jesus!
teach you a lesson right
No,
here
we're
and
fine.
now,
We're fine. Everything's good. Everything's good. We'll have a conversation.
Wait, Citlali!
We'll have a conversation.
Please calm down. We, still learned a lot of info, didn't we? Like the fact that the captain isn't trying to
There you
save
go.
the Gnosis
Look what we
anymore.
learned. Look what we learned.
So maybe just save the scolding for later, okay?
This is no place to discipline a 20-something-year-old child. It really is not.
Listen well, Auroron. You're only getting out of this now because of the Traveler's plea. This isn't over. You hear me? You're right, Traveler. Let's go. We can discuss this more back in the city. You two keep an eye on Auroron for me, okay?
Sure. That was like, for some reason, like her, like maybe trying to kill Auroron was like more tense than like even meeting up with a Fatui member for some reason. I was like holding my breath for most of that. I was like, please don't like kill him. Our conversation with the cat was interrupted the most crucial moment, but if Auroron's still here, maybe we can still learn the rest from him. Oh, the smile. Look at this. This happened last time too. See, Lali leaves and he gives us this like a little look. Man, what a freaking interesting story. And like there's a bunch of things there, first of all. Like I think they were right to step in there as well, because of course like we have to talk about everything that happened there. First of all, let's do like a little building block. Small is first. Citlali, they did not portray Citlali's character. Citlali now was keeping a close eye on Auroron, was watching out for Auroron, and was sticking her neck out for Auroron, and was responsible. If Auroron did anything wrong, it was her name that was going to be like dragged into it. You know what I mean? Because it was her just, vouching for him. So she kept an eye on him. And of course she'd find him. Of course she'd see if he left. And what that tells us is that she's not a stupid character. She found him. She understood where he was going. She's not stupid. You know what I mean? Like, yes, she wants to believe him, and she did. Guys, she was jumping through hoops. She was doing backflips, front flips, cartwheels to try and like explain away any situation that was happening last time. And you guys know this, right? She was doing this all the time. She was the one when everyone else was like, I don't know, he's doing something, that she was like, no, it can't be, it cannot be. She was, backing up for him, so it makes sense he found him here. Small thing, we'll always jump in for someone if they're about to get, a punch or a hit, unless they're like very, very bad. Then of course there's a difference with that as well. Yeah, but like, also, you know what I mean? Like if they're bad guys, like, or if they're like really super annoying, like that slap that happened in the Milani quest, for example, was needed. You know what I mean? But we'll always step in if someone's about to get like a slap or a pinch even. Another thing is on the other side of this as well is that with that meeting now, we got some baseline information, but we didn't get a lot of like concrete info. We still don't. It's one of those things where it's almost like, when you're like trying, like you see in the movies, the police tried to trace a call, and we got to a certain point there where we almost were like ascertaining what was happening here, right?
Rise like smoke.
But we didn't get the full explanation. Is basically what we got there. So maybe finding that stuff from Aurora would be great. Maybe that would be awesome. But we'll have to see how that works. A lot of stuff happened there, but I just think that like what they're doing is like, first of all, we're learning like a little bit about like what the captain feels. He does care. He says he cares about NATLAN. Auroran would probably fill in some gaps, hopefully. But it is kind of like a another interesting Fatui quest where he doesn't want the Gnosis for the Sarisa. He wants it for another reason.
In all my years, I've never had a child cause me so much grief. Do you seriously not see what's at stake here? You've got a head on your shoulders, Auroron. Use it!
To me, this is like also just like regular scolding. You know what I mean? Especially if you do something really silly. Because if ever I did anything stupid, like I would get a scolding, like we all would, right? I think this type of stuff is like completely regular scolding. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, you have a head on your shoulders, use it. Do you seriously not see what issues this is going to cause? You know what I mean? Obviously, I never like colluded with the Fatui when I was like, younger. But
why did you help the captain? And I want the truth this time.
Let's go. Like, he's such an interesting character because it's hard to get a read on him. You know, it's so hard to get a read on him.
No answer? Think you're being smart? Then let me ask a different question. What does the captain want? What is his purpose in NATLAN?
Oh my god, this is so interesting. It's so interesting.
Really? You're just going to stonewall me?
He's like... Looks like Roran has no intention of answering her.
Just use your brain for a second. What do you possibly stand to gain by helping the captain? Only endless trouble awaits you and everyone in the tribe. You've always been a good kid. Why would you throw that all away now? If you're worried about something, just talk to me. Granny would much rather we had a conversation instead of constantly clashing like this.
And I get that vibe. I do get that vibe. You know, as in her last episode, she was like trying her best to like explain why he's, you know, he's not a bad quote unquote kid. You know what I mean? I say kid because he's mid-20s. But also like, you know, she was also so super frustrated and worried about him that, as we said last time, it manifested as this. This is what is happening. And it, to me, like, again, it's like, just talk to her. Just talk to her. But he obviously feels like there's a reason he can't, right? He obviously feels like there is some sort of reason he can't talk to her. Oh my god, your sweet face, your beautiful face, you're so pretty.
Why is he staring at us all?
He can stare at me if he wants. It's fine.
I'm sorry that you have to hear all this.
It's fine. This is like, is this like when you go over to your like friend's house and your friend gets given out to
You're
by
very
their
kind.
parents?
Most people would have fled by now. Not everyone can handle Granny's scolding.
Maybe it's that the scolding does make it like revert him back to being like the grandson, right? Maybe that is it. Maybe it's like when she's with Citlali, he like returns to grandson mode.
Oh? You dare gossip between yourselves instead of listening to me?
She ain't done.
Sorry, Granny.
Even us are like, Paimon, sorry.
Sorry, Granny. Sorry, Granny. You know what?
Jesus
Fine.
Christ.
I'm perfectly aware that everything I say goes in one ear and out the other. You're all grown up now, so why would you listen to an old hag like me?
You're all grown up now. You're not an old hag. You're lovely and you're hip and you're cool.
You say all the right things, but then you go and completely ignore me. Well, if that's how you're going to treat me, you can stop sending Aoife over to my place to deliver your stupid vegetables.
Jesus,
I
man.
don't need anything from you.
Oh my god, the voice performance first of all, but like...
Who's Aoife? A delivery person?
That's irrelevant. The point is, he hangs out with this kid, so he must
Oh
be
my
no
god.
good. You kids get to a certain age and suddenly act like you know
Oh
it all.
my god.
There's nothing I can say to get through to you.
Oh my god.
Auroron, if you're still thinking about that so-called duty, then please, just forget about it. The ley lines did not fall to this state because of you. And we've long closed the book on that incident.
Oh my god. So something happened. Something happened.
Seems they've started talking about some kind of tribal history. I'm starting to get lost.
I think there's a lot of history in any conversation that happens between Citlali and Aurora, and like you can feel it. It all almost feels like we came into like a show at season 2. You know what I mean? Like it really does.
That's not it, Granny.
There's something off about that voice.
I know you tend to get down on yourself when you're upset, but I can tell I really hurt you this time. All I can say is I'm sorry.
So is he noticing the same thing as me, that becomes very timid? So pretty.
His voice. Auroron!
Wait,
where
what?
have you gone?
Wait, what?
It sounds like he's somewhere super far away,
Wait, what?
but isn't he right here in front of us?
Wait.
That's not it, Granny.
Wait. Hold on.
You're very kind. Most people...
What do you know?
I'm really sorry. It's up to all of us to do everything we can to save Nat.
What?
So I've got to go.
How did that?
Get back
How?
here this instant! Auroron! What is this? Powder from
Wait, he used a
plant
trick?
spores? Is that the trick he used?
What just happened? How was he able to suddenly get so far away like that?
Oh my god, what I'm thinking, whatever this trick was, he like was able to like make like maybe some sort of like, well, let's hear what it
It's
is.
a trick of his. If you grind spores into a powder and spray it in the air, it can be manipulated
So
to
he was
create
gone.
an illusion.
He was already like walking away.
Pulled it off flawlessly. He must have put a lot of time into perfecting it. Don't tell me that's how he's been hunting in the fields these days. Oh, couldn't he have picked up something more useful? Ugh, little brat. That's it. The next time we meet, I'm definitely going to break his legs.
But he's got such nice jeans. Don't do it.
Whoa, that's
A little.
extreme. But still, why does he feel like he needs to run from us? If his goal is also to protect NATLAN, then can't we work together?
He still doesn't want to tell us anything about his goals. My theory is, right, something happened. And it's not, something happened that made him, like, worry about, like the ley lines and NATLAN and make him feel guilty for what happened with NATLAN, right? Then, now he's working with the captain, possibly to, like, fix this in a way that he feels like is the most possible way to fix this, which also will, like, make him probably feel better about whatever mistake happened. And the reason probably he doesn't want to work with us directly right now is because he doesn't know if, like, maybe he can fully trust us, maybe if we're fully on his side, maybe we're fully going to go work with the captain. So it's very interesting. They've added a very interesting dynamic to this again. All I'll say is don't break his legs. Please.
I'm sorry for interrupting your conversation with them earlier. But even if you'd been able to hear them out, there's no guarantee you would have gained anything substantial.
We would have gained more, but, like, I'm not going to get angry at you for, a very, like, regardless of, like, whether, like, she interrupted the conversation, we didn't get to have a longer conversation. Factually so, it is a terrifying prospect, as we said, for anyone to be talking to a Fatui member. It is. It is terrifying, especially someone you think about as, like, basically like your own son almost, your own grandson. It's terrifying. Like, we can't deny that.
Auroron probably did everything he could to get away because he knew I'd get the truth out of him sooner or later. Oh, that brat. I swear.
It seems like he's super cool around everyone else, but, like, he turns back into grandson mode when he's with Citlali. The captain probably some sort of substantial plan, otherwise Auroran would have no reason to keep following. Exactly. He sees something that can, like, make something right, possibly, about what happened with himself, or some mistake that happened with the tribe. Meeting again is out of the cards for now, so it might be faster just to approach the Pyarch and confirm what the captain said. And also, I can tell that Auroran's stubbornness has hurt Citlali deeply. I need to find a way to comfort her. What was all this about Auroran's duty earlier? Yes, exactly. And again, we wouldn't let her break his legs, right? But obviously she's not going to actually break his legs. Like, let's be freaking honest here. And again, I always see it as, like, again, I said last time, and some people said, like, from their culture as well, it's kind of similar too. Very, like, Irish mammy or granny coded, where it's like, you will see, like, you'll say to, like, so, like, your kid, like, something like, like, I think I talked about this before in videos where, like, the whole thing of, like, oh, jizz, I'll break her legs or whatever. Like, she's not going to break his legs. You know what I mean? She's not. Right? Like, and, like, you hear this stuff from, like, an Irish mammy or an Irish granny or something, and you don't take it personally. You know what I mean? And that's the vibe I get. And I think other people are saying, like, from their culture too, like, it can be pretty similar, where, like, the parent will say something fairly extreme, but, like, it's not meant to be literal. Like, it's not literally, like, it's like, oh, geez, I'm going to murder you. I am going to murder you, son. I'm telling you that much now. If you keep acting this way, I'm going to murder you. Right? They're not going to murder me. You know what I mean? It's just, like, again, it's just an expression for different cultures. But, like, it's very clear that she is very, like, torn up about this.
We've got quite a long walk back to the city. Let's take our time. It'll give me a moment to figure out how to explain all this.
Please, yeah, no, take all your time you need. 100% Citlali. Yeah, I'm not upset with her for breaking up the conversation. I understand that for some people it could be like this situation where it's like, oh, like, I wish I got more of the conversation with her, with her. What a diva, the captain. Really, like, I think it just makes sense for the story, like, for someone to get very frustrated that, like, they're, someone they see as, like, their family is talking to a Fatui member. Especially knowing that the Fatui already, like, attacked Mavwika, and they do cause a lot of problems for NATLAN as well, even though there's a lot of them that I do like as well. In terms of the Knave, Tartagula, former one of Vaughn. Honestly, Signora, I wish she was still around, not because I like her, because I thought that, like, It's honestly like, no, honestly, killing her off was, this is gonna sound so bad. It's like I miss her because she was such a cool character, but also it's a situation where it's like very bold, a bold choice, you know? It feels that way.
Do you two have some time? Feeling hungry? How about we get something to
Sure,
eat?
100%.
All right, it's been a while since we last ate. Now that we can relax, Paimon just realized how hungry
Oh, that's
she
so
is.
relatable, Paimon. Doing so much stuff, you forget you even need to eat.
Then let's go. We can find somewhere to sit down and talk. Food and drinks are on me.
Paimon's got a secret food fund. It's okay, we can cover our own bill.
Really? You're not gonna take her offer?
She's in a, yeah.
Ah, that's right. Citlali has gotten a lot quieter
Yeah.
since Aurora ran away. She seems to be having a hard time.
Yeah, and like, we can pay as well. Let us treat
That's
you.
right. We're seasoned adventurers, so we're more than capable of paying our own
And
bill.
Paimon's got the boot fund.
Hey, come on now. You won't even let me take you out for some food and drinks? I just wanted to treat you to a meal.
She's so pretty. It's a very like she is very she wants to care for people. It definitely feels that way. And like we said, she's self-conscious. She's very you know, she thinks a lot. She thinks too much probably, but you can tell she does actually like want to care.
Are you sure? We can save you some more.
Mora is the least of my concerns. Besides, we're definitely due a meal after all the time we've spent together. Let me get this one. I might be an old hag, but I like to think I'm not completely
Oh my god,
useless.
look, you're hip, you're cool, you're so cool. Honestly, you're so cool.
Sure, that's fine with us, but Paimon doesn't want you to be sad, Citlali.
Oh my god.
Don't worry. I'm sure a juicy grilled steak will work
Sure,
wonders.
sure. We talked about it, like Paimon's voice actor from NATLAN through the events we've been doing has been doing such a fantastic job. And like they've always done a fantastic job. We've always complimented like the voice lines, but it seems like every second line now is either like an emotional powerhouse of a line from Paimon's voice actor, or it's like one of the funniest inflections you've ever heard in your life. You know what I mean? It's literally one like, oh my god, that's hilarious. You know what I mean? It's so cool. It's so cool. Yeah, like with the Citlali, I think like it's important to have like complicated situations in Genshin, because if I didn't feel like really torn up about everything and like feeling like what's gonna happen, what are we gonna be able to do, is there a solution to this? If I didn't feel that way, I feel like I wouldn't be playing Genshin Impact. You know what I mean? If I feel like you're supposed to feel kind of like, man, I'm worried about Aurora and I'm worried about Citlali. What's gonna happen with the Fatui? What was the thing that happened there? With, you know, it's all this stuff is like going through your mind, and it wouldn't be Genshin without all that stuff going through your mind, in my opinion. The three of you walk into the tavern and find a quiet spot to sit. You and Paimon order some food and fruit juice, while Citlali begins chugging down bottle after bottle of wine. You do what you want. You do what you want. Hip, cool queen.
What are you looking at?
Do you see two people standing by the door?
Oh my god.
Spitting images of each other. Are they twins?
Look at the eyes, the way they have the eyes like you're closing just a little bit. It's so good. Oh my god, they are twins, you're right. Citlali right again.
But Paimon only sees one person there.
No, I see two Paimon.
Huh? How could that be? I guess my mind is
Oh my
as
god.
sharp as it used to be. Give me another bottle, boss.
Do you think she's drunk?
Yeah, she is. But look how sweet she looks when she's asleep. Look at this. She's adorable. I'd be surprised if she wasn't.
There you go, miss. Oh my, it's not every day you get to see Granny Itzley here with some friends.
Okay.
Not to mention ones who've made a huge name for themselves recently.
Oh, so you've heard of us?
Of course I have. Aren't you the ones who saved Kachina and brought her back?
Wow.
No wonder you hit it off with Granny Citlali. She wouldn't spend time with just anybody, you know.
I mean,
I don't even remember the last time I saw her with a new friend.
oh, we're friends now. We're definitely friends. But it's so cool that they like again, like you see that reputation that happens after we did what we did with for Kachina, you know?
Wait, so you
Oh, yeah.
Well, given our ages, it'd probably be more accurate for me to call her my great-great-granny. She's one of the most famous people at the Masters of the Nightwind. Most days, hardly anyone even dares talk to her.
We've heard she was someone who kind of holds up in her room quite a bit, and it's very interesting that, like, you know, she's made the full trip here for Auroran, right?
Huh?
Look at her face!
Gossiping about me right in front of my face now, are you, Chonka?
They're doing such a good job with, like, the tiny change to the face and the eyes. Just look at the eyes. Like, you can that's drunk Genshin eyes.
Oh, please, Granny. I wouldn't dare. I'm just beyond happy to see you bring over some new friends. After all, any friends of our regulars are sure to be great customers too.
Guys, this is so Irish granny coded. It's not even funny. I'm sorry. It's not even funny.
All right, that's enough. Go on now. I'm sure the other customers would like to talk to you as well. There's no need to keep staring at me. I promise I'll keep my alcohol down until I leave.
Well then, you have my thanks.
After Chang leaves, Citlali downs a few more glasses and begins to stare blankly into space from her chair. You start wondering whether she's actually drunk or working through some complex in her head. Oh my god, the eyes. We saw these eyes earlier, but now she has the red face as well, the flushed face.
Citlali?
Oh my god.
Citlali!
Oh my god. You doing okay, girl?
Who's that? You got some doll calling me
Oh
by
my
my first
God.
name. Let me guess. You want to test your skills against Granny Eatsley, don't
Do you want to
ya?
test your skills, Paimon? Look at this look at her. She's like, I know she's like everyone's granny, but she is like the cutest character ever.
Are you still with us, Citlali?
I don't think she is.
You're kinda talking to no one.
I don't think she's here.
You chumps come around here, picking fights with me. Well, you
Oh
know
my
what
God.
happens next. You lose, and then run off home to tell everyone
Oh.
about how I'm this big
Oh,
scary
no.
bully. It's always the same story. You brats start it, I finish it.
Oh
And
no.
then I end up with the reputation of being some kind of terrible monster among the shamans.
Oh no, she has a little quiver in her voice as well. You know what this is? She's explaining that like she feels people are rude to her. She then fights back, and then she gets this bad reputation all over NATLAN.
I mean, come on. Monster?
You don't.
Me?
No.
Really? What did I do to deserve
She's broken up
that?
about this. Oh my god, this is such like a very common thing to happen when people are like drunk as well, to bare their soul, right? I feel so bad.
Granny Citlali, you're not a monster.
You've been
at
great
all.
with us.
Exactly.
There you go.
And while we're at it, I'm not some lazy slacker either. Between
Look at
meditation,
these animations.
advising the chief, and speaking with the Wyab, I actually have
Oh
a
my God.
pretty packed
Oh.
schedule, you know. Oh yeah. And I have to mentor all the new kids. New kid. Yeah,
Oh, no.
you.
Did you see the way he turned his head like, oh me? Like, guess I'm the new kid.
Don't play dumb. Didn't I teach you how to find phlogiston? You see? I know my stuff. I'm a good teacher. You tell
She's
'em.
very self-conscious, isn't she? She's very self-conscious about her worth and her place and how people treat her. So I'll say thank you for all your teachings, ma'am.
That's
Thank you so
more
much.
like it. About dang time someone showed me a little respect.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, Granny's a hard worker, all right. You can always rely on old Granny.
It's like, while it's like a very comedic scene, right? Like this idea of like this drunk character bearing their soul to us in like such a funny way. It's very clear, as you said, that she is like, you know, self-conscious as heck. She's thinking about all this stuff. It's running through her head constantly. You know? And I feel like this is her bursting then, you know?
Did she just fall asleep with
Oh my god.
Oh, jeez.
Behind this pitch black curtain, a chapter of hatred reveals
Huh?
itself. Behind the smoke, The lingering
What?
smoke.
She's meditating again.
Oh.
She does this whenever she's had a few too many drinks. Her mind's
What
actually
the
racing
hell?
At this point. It's quite the opposite of sleep.
Citlali's character is going a million miles per hour now, like just in terms of like progression of like learning about them as well. Like and I feel like it's like quite intentional, like again, because their mind is constantly racing as well. Even now, as you said here, the mind's racing here, but like in real time, they're constantly like thinking and constantly overthinking, you know?
Is this another specialty of the Masters of the Nightwind?
No, I'd say it's an ability that's unique to Citlali herself. While she can easily pick up everyone else's skills and tricks, few have been able to master hers.
Warning, warning. Red, the color of danger, has now arisen within that pair of eyes.
What is?
Huh?
Are you okay? Are you awake? Oh my god, I'm scared there.
Paimon?
Are you completely sober now?
What's wrong?
So I trigger. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna keep my finger off the button. Oh no.
I'm gonna hurl.
Oh no.
Hang on, just keep it in.
This is the worst for bartenders as well.
Phew. Okay, it's passed.
Oh my
that was
god.
a close one.
I mean, see, Lolly's a beast because I'm telling you this right now. When I did drink, I don't drink anymore. I haven't drank in years. But when I did drink, like, if you get sick when you're drinking or feel sick, I don't know how that could pass in 2 seconds for anybody. That's like a whole like 2-hour thing. Then the next day I'll feel it too.
You had Paimon worried. Paimon really thought you were about to barf all over the table just now.
How embarrassing. I'm sorry you had to see me like that. That's never happened before, I swear. I've never thrown up. Not once.
See, again, this is the thing. She's so self-conscious, and it's like we didn't even ask if it happened before. We didn't even judge you. We didn't even say it was gonna happen. But in her mind, she's probably so used to those judgments of people saying. And again, we learn now as well. It does get to her. People saying that she's like the kind of like angry, or she's kind of like really hard to like approach. It like gets to her. So now she's like making sure that we don't feel this way as well. We didn't ask before, and honestly, legitimately, like, you know, you drinking a bit and then getting a bit sick would not have changed my perception of you whatsoever.
Are you feeling okay? Want to take a quick walk and get some fresh air?
There's so much that I want to say, but I can't.
Why not? Of course you can. Just say whatever's on your mind.
Paimon going into mother mode as well.
Please, Paimon, it's not as simple as you think. We've only known each other for a few days, right? What would you think of me if I were to start dumping all of my complaints on you after we've only just met?
This is episode 200 of Genshin Impact, Citlali. I appreciate that you're being it's very probably normal to feel this way, it is. But like, I'm just gonna say this right now. If people weren't telling us their problems, I don't know how the story would even progress most of the time. We've met people for 5 minutes and they've told us their life story, and I'm not upset about that. You tell us what you need to tell us, and we'll listen.
Oh, Paimon gets it. You're hoping that we wouldn't think less of you no matter what you're about to say.
No, that wasn't my point at all. Seriously, don't you youngsters know anything about shame? I'm talking about shame. I've lived all these years and
Shame.
still can't get rid of it. Surely you know the feeling too.
Shame is such an interesting term because, like, to me, like, shame is a... Would you guys say shame is a heavy word? For me, it's a heavy word because shame, like, implies, like a deep-seated, like, thing that has followed you for a long time. Something that makes you feel like you could curl into a ball and never see the light of day again. You know, it is, like, a very, like, heavy word for me. So I wonder, like, what this shame is coming from.
Actually, about
Should we just tell her?
Huh? Tell me what?
Yeah.
Wait, that we
This
could
is as
hear
good a time as any.
read her mind or what she said when she was drunk. All right, Citlali. Listen carefully. You're trying not to get too upset. You described the events that took place during Oren's rescue as objectively, as fairly, as impartially as possible. Huh? Citlali shared some of her senses with you through a spell, allowing you. Yes, 100%. That did happen. So we are telling her. Yeah.
So, you heard my...
This would be so hard to deal with for me, personally.
It's
I would be
okay,
so
Citlali.
embarrassed.
You had every right to complain about those
I'm
things.
not embarrassed in terms because like I should be embarrassed because like someone hearing my thoughts that's on them. You know what I mean? They heard my thoughts. To me it's more just like it's like you wouldn't want anyone to hear your thoughts, right?
I can't take it anymore. Why do these things happen to me?
So there we go again. She's talking about like stuff happening to her, like this feeling of like, you know, like that people maybe give her the wrong end of the stick, and now she's like not very lucky in life as well.
Hearing me mumble under my breath is one thing, but hearing what I mumble in my own head? That's too much. It's just like when you're rolling on the floor in your pajamas, but you forget to lock the door, and someone bursts in to deliver cabbages and sees the whole thing.
Oh my god, did that happen to you? Again, that's their fault. Knock on the door. Knock on the door. Do not worry about that. That's their fault, Citlali. You roll around in your pajamas because that sounds amazing.
So that, happens to you a
Honestly,
lot?
hilarious image, but you should knock on her freaking door, okay? Knock on her door then.
It happens to people.
It's a
in
general thing.
general, okay? Doesn't matter if you're 200 years old or 1,000 years old. Everyone rolls around in their pajamas sometimes. I was just picking something generic.
I think she might be like the most amazing character ever. Listen, I agree. It's just such a normal thing, Citlali. Rolling around in your pajamas on the floor is such a normal thing. Like, but I'll stand by it, Citlali. They should knock on the door first. She sounds like she just likes some comforts, right? Like some things that make her feel comfortable. And if rolling around the floor in her pajamas makes her feel comfortable, you do what you need to do, Citlali. Are you okay? You look dejected. I am fighting for the rights of Citlali to roll around the floor in her pajamas in peace. I will fight for that right.
Take a walk with me. I have things to share with
Perfect.
you.
Let's go.
Looks like she's completely given up. Like those criminals who just confess everything and accept their fate.
We should follow her just to make sure she doesn't do anything stupid. Yeah. A hilarious image, right? The idea of Citlali, and probably an adorable image too, right? Like Citlali in her pajamas rolling around on the floor, probably reading a light novel or something, and someone comes in and goes like, oh, sorry, but I'll stand by it, Citlali. They should knock on the frickin' door. That's what they should do. Because if they had a conversation with me, this is how it would go, right? Hey guys, I saw Citlali. She was in her pajamas rolling around the floor when I was delivering cabbages. Okay, Mark, did you knock? What do you mean? Did you knock on her door before you went in? No, the door was unlocked. Mark, like, that's a you thing. What? You walked in on somebody and they roll around the floor in their pajamas. That's their business. No, I mean, it was funny. Mark, do you know how to knock on doors? Ever since I was a kid, my mother never taught me how to knock. It's been a thing in my family for years. Okay, let's go.
Well,
Also pretty...
great view, right? I love coming here by myself.
I think Citlali is such an interesting character. It's such a pretty scene as well.
Wow, it's beautiful.
Thank you for bringing us here. Yeah, she's such an interesting character and so funny. She's very sweet. I think she's probably very misunderstood.
You're making me want to cry.
Oh my god, no.
Oh no, what do we do? Please don't cry.
I was an expression, okay? A figure of speech. I'm
Right,
just
very self-conscious she is, yeah, for sure.
embarrassed. Here you are thanking me. Even after you helped me all this time.
Citlali, I think you're incredible. I think you're absolutely incredible.
Let's just have a casual conversation. It's easiest that way.
Really? You don't seem like the kind of person who keeps things casual.
Well, I guess I used to be more of a stickler for the rules. And you're right. I don't usually open up to the people of my tribe like this. I'm just an eccentric old hag to them. That story's been passed down so long. It might as well be true.
She talked about this in the pub, and we kind of we're talking about it as well. It's very clear that she's upset about this perception that people have had with her, and it's a cycle, right? It's one of those things where like if people think you're like an old hag who's like eccentric, you should stay away from. People are probably gonna try and test that, right? And then you get angry, and then that adds fuel to the rumors, right? If someone comes up to you in like a pub and is like, "Hey, Granny Citlali, how's your day been?" And they're trying to like annoy you a little bit, and then you get frustrated, as she said, and then it fuels that rumor, right?
You're just a regular
Fine, but
person.
she's freaking awesome to be around. She's so fun to be around.
The kids of my tribe would have a heart attack if they heard you say that. Granny Eatsley is a powerful figure. Be careful around her.
In fairness, this is a very common thing for us, though,
That's
isn't
what
it?
they'd say.
That's a very common thing for us to like be around the most powerful characters ever, and have the most deep like conversation with them and ground them to the point that they are like very human once again. You know?
Well, you are powerful. Are they afraid of you?
I love how deep Paimon gets in these conversations too. Like she gets like and again, rightly so. She's so interested and like locked in.
Some are. Others are mad I always come out on top. A few decades like that, and people stop knowing how to deal
A
with
victim
you.
of success here.
What about you? Are you scared of me?
I think you're fantastic. I think you're amazing.
We don't find you scary.
Yeah,
at all.
Paimon's right. We like literally, I've enjoyed my time and value my time with you.
That's because you're not from my tribe. You don't know how many delusions of grandeur I've destroyed just by existing.
Honestly, that sounds amazing. Destroying delusions of grandeur is awesome.
I make people realize that no matter how hard they work, they'll never become a living legend like
Okay, in
me.
what context does this go into then?
Oh, not to
The
brag or
smiles.
anything. Maybe it's hard to believe. Just pretend I never
It's cool.
said anything.
It's fine. Like, we're not judging you in any way, shape, or form.
We believe you. Shilonen has full
Yep.
faith in your abilities, and Auroran didn't seem scared of you. He thinks of you as his granny,
That's
right?
why the writing in NATLAN to me has been so good so far as well. Not just like how they get so much across in so many scenes, but like also from the start since we like got here, there's been so much conversation about Citlali. Like they drop it here or there, and it was such a great build up, like those breadcrumbs to the gingerbread house. You know what I mean? Sorry, away from the gingerbread house, I should say. But like it's like very like constantly you've been like, oh, Citlali. Oh, Citlali can do this. Oh, we should probably tell Citlali. Oh, Citlali's powerful. All this stuff. They dropped it so many times that now when she's talking about how like her name and her reputation precedes her in a lot of ways, and not only that, like she's a bit embarrassed about it, while we are taking the other stance, which is like, no, it just shows that everyone has so much faith in you. You know?
Yes, but Auroran's a special case. Mawika already told you about her plan. And you've given so much help to Auroran and me. You deserve
Let's
to
go.
learn the full truth.
Very excited to hear this.
Auroran's not like other people. As I mentioned, he was abandoned as a
All right.
child. The reason being, his soul is incomplete. The Masters of the Nightwind view this as a bad omen, capable of bringing about illness and misfortune.
Okay.
No one knows who his parents were. He was just left on a rock in the wilderness. It's a miracle he wasn't
That's
devoured
horrible.
by some wild beast.
That's so horrible.
The Masters of the Nightwind believe they can see human souls. And in Auroran's incomplete soul, they saw a possibility for NATLAN.
Oh, okay. And
A possibility to turn Auroran into a
What?
vessel for lost souls.
how would that even work?
The ceremony would allow lost souls to gather within him. Auroran would then be sent to the Night Kingdom to return the souls to their rightful place, strengthening the ley lines and completing the ceremony.
Jesus Christ, man. That's like such a, no wonder that's such a heavy burden. That's putting souls within yourself?
Wait, that doesn't sound right.
Sending a living person to the Night Kingdom, wouldn't that just kill him?
Now you see the problem. When damage occurs to the Night Kingdom, the souls held within disperse and remain adrift, unable to find a way back to the ley lines. This loss of souls damages the Night Kingdom even further.
So every time they lose souls, the ley line gets damaged even, the Night Kingdom gets damaged even further. So it's when there's damage to the Night Kingdom.
The ceremony can send back countless souls at once, which would benefit the Night Kingdom and the souls themselves. Of course,
Yeah,
the
that's
vessel,
bad.
Auroran, would be sacrificed.
That's
in the
bad. Yeah, no, we
process.
don't want that. We do not want that.
I wasn't surprised the chief at the time came up with the plan. The ley lines were already in a terrible state. A suitable candidate for the ceremony appears, and now you have the chance to make things better. Of course you're going to take it. When the chief asked for my opinion, I didn't give my approval, but
Oh,
I didn't
no.
object either. So they went ahead with the ceremony. It failed, and Auroron escaped with his life.
So Auroran probably had to live, and again, I'm glad he's alive, but he probably had to live with the idea that he couldn't help NATLAN, and he couldn't help the Night Kingdom, and he couldn't help those souls. That's such a crazy burden.
Pathetic, isn't it? By not objecting, I basically gave them the go-ahead.
Citlali.
Maybe they didn't have my explicit approval, but it's not like I did the right thing. If the ceremony was successful, Auroran would probably be
Do you
dead.
think this is why she's so protective of him? And so, like, frustratedly protected with him? Like, she's so frustrated all the time with, like, him going into danger? Like, she now sees this mistake as something she made before, and she's like, I can't let him get into danger again. I can't let him get hurt again. And also the fact that, like, she sees that he clearly blames himself for this, that you know, and he's trying to probably make right for this as well. But legitimately, like, that's not his fault. Like, oh my freaking god, the burden that would put on people. There's such a big, like, yes, there's such a big emphasis on the past and sentimentality in Alan, but there's also a burden on everyone's soul in a different way.
Of course, in my tribe, death is rarely something to fear. But what kind of message would we be sending by sentencing a newborn
Like a
to
newborn.
death? By using a human life as
Exactly,
a tool?
Citlali, you're right.
It's not
Yeah.
right. So, when I learned the ceremony had failed, I was ashamed by my
Yeah.
inaction and absolutely relieved by
Right,
the
and
result.
that's totally understandable. Like, again, in the moment, you probably think, like, oh, if I just, like, I don't think this is right, but also it's like, oh, maybe we could save NATLAN, right? But then, like, like, same instantly, I would feel horrible, right? Of course you would.
The plan was never a secret. Or, I guess I should say, there was no point to keeping it a secret. A simple investigation from Auroran would reveal everything. Everyone thought he would be happy he survived. And he never really said anything to the contrary. But just as I was about to put all of it behind me, he asks this question. Would NATLAN have been
No.
saved if the ceremony succeeded?
So rough. So rough. You were a baby. You were a baby. This is like such like a well-written scene, but it's also the fact that like it's hitting me so hard in the heart. Like how complicated this whole situation is, but like how much of like a burden that has been put on Citlali's soul, and now even more with Auroran. How heavy though that probably like a regret that isn't even his is on his soul as well.
Wait, but it's not his
Exactly,
fault.
Paimon.
He knows that, but
Yeah.
he still feels guilty.
I'd imagine.
Auroran has a strong ability to perceive souls, more than any of us. He understands just how dire the situation with ley lines has become. Maybe he chose to work with the Fatui because he still thinks he owes a debt to NATLAN. I can only imagine what they told him.
I think that's such, yeah, that's definitely what we were thinking. 100% that's why he's doing it.
Traveler, didn't the captain say he found a way to solve the crisis? Maybe that's what brought Auroran into
He probably
this.
believes that, like, you know, they need to do the sure thing just in case Mavuika fails.
Anyway, we can't just let things go on like this. We have to convince him to come
That should be our
back.
next step.
You don't look so good, Citlali. Maybe you should head back and get some sleep.
Probably
Yeah.
drank too much. It's okay. The
It always
fresh air is
does.
doing me
It always
good.
does.
Okay. Forget that. I need to go home. I hit it a little too
Don't worry, you
hard.
don't have to do any of this alone.
You've helped me so much already. How do I even begin to thank
Just
you?
by being you, don't worry about it.
Hey, we're friends, aren't we? Besides, you already said you owe us a favor, so you don't need to worry about us.
Good point. Well, I'll go home and get some sleep. We can figure out our next move in
Perfect.
the morning.
Perfect, Citlali. Perfect. What a great character.
Friends.
Oh,
I
oh
like the
my
sound of that.
god. We're probably one of the few people that sees her for her, right? That isn't afraid of her. Oh my god, that means the world to me. Oh, the wave. That means so much to me. Citlali.
Auroran's probably back with the captain, don't you think?
We should tell the Pyro Archon what we learned.
You mean about
Oh,
the
that's
backup
so
plan?
amazing.
Do you really believe what the captain told us?
She needs to go regardless. Yeah, she's nowhere like regardless.
you're right.
She needs to go.
We should just go to her directly. But she's probably asleep. We can find her first thing in the morning. For now, let's...
Oh, poor Paimon.
Go to bed.
Sweetheart. Amazing. Amazing scene. I think that anyone could, should we get this waypoint here? Anyone could see that this was just an amazing scene and such a well-written scene altogether. I love the graffiti here as well. Let's talk about that for a second. With the scene. First of all, the ending part there with Citlali says, friends, I like the sound of that. It's very clear she has people that care about her, right? But I wonder in her head, is she constantly feeling like, and I think it is that way, it's like, people are afraid of me. People just think I'm a legend. People think I'm like the biggest, I am the best, all this stuff. But, maybe no one sees her for how she wants to be seen because she has this reputation. People tend to only look at her as like a, almost like a representation of the stories that they heard about her rather than actually as a person herself. So the idea that we not only listened to her, but like also treated her as like a human, that we're not afraid of her. We're very kind, and like we even like had a drink with her and had a laugh with her and like let her like be herself and let her be a bit drunk and let her do all this stuff and let her tell us about the pajama stuff as well. She found that to be quite an amazing feeling. When I talk about the burdens of NATLAN, by the way, I believe that every name brings upon a great feeling of duty. It really does. But I also feel like in some ways it's always going to have a burden. It is. In some ways it's lesser than others. In some ways it can motivate you. For example, like we saw Kachina had like a very big burden where she's like, I need to be as good as this. But now it's turned into motivation, right? Same with Mualani. Kenichi also had like a burden for the whole tribe that people put on him as well, that people perceived how he should act. There's like a very big theme of like duty, sentimentality, and burdens in this game. I would say so, at least. And I don't know if you guys would agree, but I feel like that's a very, very big theme in this game. Not only do we have these burdens that are taking place here, but we have it manifesting once again with Citlali and Auroran, where Auroran had no choice in the matter when he was a kid, but he still feels like he would have been better off if he did get sacrificed. I don't think so. And the reason he's working with the Fatui has to be because he believes he can make this right, and he probably doesn't feel this burden all the time, this feeling all the time, especially since he's so connected with souls. And from Citlali's perspective, it's like, even though she didn't tell them to sacrifice this kid, right? Inaction is, in some ways, to a lot of people, especially if you're the person who did the inaction, can be seen as like an action, right? A really bad example would be like if someone's getting insulted unfairly right in front of you and you say nothing, or if you do like a whole like pragmatic, like, hey, how about everyone calms down, right? A week later, you know what I mean? You might feel as though, man, I should have said something, right? And it's like, you didn't insult anyone, but it's like, I should have said something. I should have stood up and said something. But in this case, it's way more serious, and I feel like Citlali is definitely feeling that I should have said something. And now I think the reason why she's constantly like on Auroran's case, constantly on his arse, constantly trying to like, make sure he's acting right, constantly always in this way, I think it is generally because she's so worried about him being in danger in any way, or so worried about him still feeling that burden or getting into danger again or doing something silly to make that decision right. She never wants, I think it's two things. She doesn't want him to ever feel that way again, and I think also at the same time she doesn't in any way, she wants to make it right, her inaction. I think she wants to make it right, and the way in her head she can do this is by making sure that he doesn't get hurt and he isn't hurt by all this stuff as well. I think it was a really well-written scene. Really fantastically well-written scene, guys. So let's go to the inn and get some rest. This has been really fantastic so far. I really like... I feel like one of the things that's happening with NATLAN so far for me is that, like, I do feel like this weight pressing down on this place. It feels like there's this constant pressure on top of this, like a pressure plate that's falling down on everybody and everyone can feel it. There's a tension in almost every conversation at any moment. It feels like there's a ticking clock. And it feels like everyone's just trying their best to, like, you know, get through this, and everyone's terrified of what's going to happen. And you can really feel that in, like, almost every conversation we have in this game, really. So it's quite worrying. Oh, look at the sleepy. Sleeping right on top of the duvet. You know? Why not? Does anyone do that?
So noisy outside. I would still have it sleep.
It's noisy?
Well, guess we should see what's going on.
Okay. I'm not able to sleep under a, not under a duvet. I need the duvet. Even if it's really hot, I need the duvet. I know what it is. The comfort of it is just so nice. We love the comfort of a duvet.
You're already here. I was just about to come get you.
Thank you.
Wow, you're up early. That's impressive. Especially after all the drinking
Beast.
last night.
Absolute beast.
Let's not bring up last night. I'm embarrassed about the
No
whole
need.
thing.
Don't worry about it.
Anyway, I was also woken up by the commotion. Looks like all the warriors from the stadium are on the move.
Oh, for real?
I heard many areas have been attacked by the Abyss,
Oh, okay.
including the Masters of the Night Wind. I need to head back right away.
Sure.
The Abyss attacked again?
Yeah,
Are
this
you
is
sure
serious.
You can handle it on your own?
This is
Do
very
you need
serious.
help?
I'll be fine. We also have the support of the warriors stationed at the various outposts. Given the quick response, things shouldn't get too serious.
Hopefully. But sorry.
The Abyss attacked again? Are you sure you can handle it on your own? Do you need our help?
I thought they didn't play the Do You Need Your Help. Maybe I'm just losing my hearing.
The stadium could always use more manpower, so you should join the forces here.
What about Auroron?
I'm done making excuses for him. He's not a child anymore. He needs to take responsibility for his actions.
Okay.
I was the one who vouched for him, so I need to report back to the speaker's
Right.
chamber. I'll accept however they choose to handle the situation.
Yeah, this is what I was saying. She was the one who vouched. This is exactly what I was saying.
But I should be able to convince them to let me go back to my tribe first to deal with the attack. As for the ancient name, once we handle this crisis, I'll talk to Shilonen right away. Don't worry. I never forget a promise to a friend.
Oh my god, I'll keep an eye out for Auroran as well.
Thank you. All right, I need to start heading back.
I love our big waves. We do
Sure,
massive
can
waves.
hurry. The situation must be really serious.
It's the Abyss. It's the Abyss.
Oh, looks like a lot of people are heading to the stadium. Let's see what's going on.
Yeah. I love as well at the end we were like, she's like, I'm gonna let Auroran make his own decisions. But like we, as like, you know, we're very, I feel like emotionally intelligent as our character. And instantly we were like, hey, don't worry, we'll still look out for Auroran, right? To like still have that added there as well. Oh my god, everyone's here. Well, not everyone, but you know what I mean.
Traveler over
So cool seeing the
here.
crew. Mulani,
Our star Outlander has appeared.
how are you? Look at everyone moving around as well.
Oh, you're all here. But, what's with the whole star Outlander?
Yeah, it's very sweet. I'll take a compliment.
Just my way of saying how awesome you are. We've got a real emergency on our hands, so this is the perfect time for you to show off your skills.
Sure, we'll help out.
Alright, but can we get a quick rundown of the situation first?
The Abyss suddenly attacked the Collective of Plenty, the Masters of the Night Wind, the Children of Echoes, and
Jesus.
a number of our camps and outposts in the wild.
Yeah, all at once, that must put so much pressure on you guys.
Yes, and the attacks are increasing in frequency. The tribes have plenty of defenses, so they're safe for now. But I can't say the same for the adventurers and merchants stuck in the wild.
Right, do you want us to go out and find them?
Chaska and I have been searching for survivors and treating
You're so
the
good.
wounded. We just got back, but we need to head out again soon.
I plan on heading back to the Collective of Plenty, just in case my tribe needs me.
That's perfect as well. You guys are all, I love they're all like showing like that they have this like, at least like this dedication to a plan.
What about you, Mualani? Where are you gonna go?
I'll go help the Children of Echoes. They're the closest, so I can start fighting right away.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect.
What about you guys? We could go together.
I need to talk to Pyro Archon first. I learned a few things about the captain. Let's talk about the severity of it. We'll talk about, because that'll make it seem like we're not just trying to, not that they think we would ever try to skirt our responsibilities.
Yeah, that does sound important. No worries. Just leave the Children of Echoes to us.
Look at this crew.
Who knows? Maybe yours truly will have the Abyss on the run by the time you're finished.
Probably. Probably.
That
You know how
would be
amazing you
pretty
are.
Great, actually. I hope my tribe gets through okay.
It'll be fine. Your tribe doesn't do all that bodybuilding for nothing.
Well, they're a bodybuilding tribe.
Let's part ways here for now. And most importantly, be careful, everyone.
Chaska looking out for everybody again.
Oh, and some of us need to avoid getting contaminated by dangerous-looking
And she's looking out for
substances.
Chaska.
That will make my job a lot easier.
Koichi, do we really have to do this now?
It's alright. She's just looking out for everyone.
Yeah, yeah.
Alright, let's hurry up and talk to the Pyro Archon so we can help the others.
Very cool that they're showing like everyone's like quick action against this stuff with the Abyss, formulating a plan, you know? It's honestly like really, really cool to me. It's really cool because it shows that everyone like has experience with this, but also showing how serious all of this really is, you know?
Oh, it's you two. As you can see, things are not looking good right now. People across NATLAN are in danger. Look, I'm very
Mr.
interested
Voice, to
in
be
your
honest.
recent adventures, but this is not a good time. So we'll have to keep our conversation
You'll be
short.
interested in this. You'll be interested in this.
That's alright, we're also in a hurry. We're gonna go help the Children of Echoes after this.
Yeah, we met the captain.
What?
Yeah, very yes. You'll be very interested in this. You tell me about your brief meeting with the captain and Auroron.
So he thinks my plan is too risky. He thinks I'm being stubborn.
Well, is it true? Can the Gnosis do it? Such a good question, especially as our character who has seen so many sides of different stories, who has like swam through the gray of Tevat for so long, you know? It makes perfect sense that we would be like, yo, like, is it true? Like, asking this question. I feel like it's better than being like, it's not true, is it? You know, it's like, well, is it true? Answer.
I shouldn't
You know?
underestimate the Fatui's ability to gather intelligence. The Gnosis does have that function. But there's more to the story.
Okay.
I will answer you honestly, but you must help me keep this a secret.
Honestly, fine.
I can use the power of the Gnosis to save NATLAN, but it comes at a heavy price. The Gnosis would drain all the souls and memories from the Night Kingdom and weave them into a giant net, which would surround the ley lines and protect them against abyssal corrosion.
But what happens to the souls, though? The fact that, by the way, we learned so many times, so much more over and over again that the Gnosis are so freaking powerful.
Wait, you can use souls to weave a net? But does that mean...
Yeah, I'm wondering what happens to the souls.
Yes. It means sacrificing those souls
Jesus.
in the process. Souls are just another form of life. The cruelty of this method is self-evident.
That's mad.
The Night Kingdom not only houses the souls of the dead, but also our memories and legends. Using the Gnosis means converting all three into material for the net, erasing our history and culture. Even then, the net can still become corroded. If we cannot find a way to repair the damaged ley lines before that happens, then all those sacrifices are
So it's
for
not just,
nothing.
again, there's different sides to every single, you know, plan here, and different conversations to be had on each side.
Given the enormity of the price, it's a solution I refuse
Right.
to consider right now. I want us to win, but I also care about how we win, and what that means for us in the end. Now it's true, both plans come at a risk, but after weighing our options, this is our best bet.
I'm surprised the Gnosis has this fun. Yeah, every single like chapter we learn something new about these Gnosis and like how freaking powerful they are. And it doesn't sound like something an Archon would want to do.
NATLAN is unique among the nations of Teyvat. Given the ever-looming threat of the Abyss, the Pyro-Archons had to account for the worst-case scenario. Having a contingency plan is our duty, not just to the people of NATLAN, but to all who live on this continent. Still, this has always been a well-kept secret. I'm very curious how the captain learned this information.
Oh, one more thing? The captain said he found another way to solve the problem. Could be equally as extreme, though.
That's the thing. If it's using the Gnosis now, it's kind of terrifying me, you know?
Without the Gnosis, he should have no other option. But I see
yeah.
no reason for him to lie.
Sorry, guys, my mind went blank there for a second. He doesn't want the Gnosis. He even said, like, he knows he can't get it. So he has another plan. Yeah, sorry, guys. It slipped my mind for a second.
Seems like our only path forward is to track him down, so he can answer that question for us.
I guess. Yeah, he was saying that like he's not even trying to get the Gnosis for the Saritsa anymore, and he like right now he knows he's not gonna be able to beat Mavuika in battle. So the Pyro-Archon just shared an important secret with us, and she seems sincere. Figuring out the captain's supposed new way of saving NATLAN is the key.
Judging by your expression, you must have doubted me, even if just for a second.
Oh my god, maybe a little. And honestly, it's a very interesting story point, right? To have us like look at an Archon and kind of be like, what's happening here? You know what I mean? Especially since like. This is a very terrifying situation.
Not even a little. We would never. Wait, what are you talking about, Traveler?
I mean, like, I don't know. I think it's actually, like, really well written. That we have to. I love the Pinewood's reaction, but I think it's really well written.
Just as expected. I appreciate your sincerity.
It makes sense to have some doubts as well, because, like, even, you guys know, even I was like, when we were having the conversation about the captain, if you remember, I was, like, legitimately like, oh, maybe he does have a point. Maybe we should hear him out. I want to hear, like, his side of it, you know?
Maybe it was out of caution, anxiety, or simple curiosity, but know this. No matter what, our goal remains the same. We both want to save the people of this land.
Right.
So now that you have your answer, do you still doubt me?
Not at all. Again, I sense the sincerity from her too. I do.
You scared Paimon. You've really got a lot of guts, Traveler.
I think the Traveler has like definitely not to be like, I know I get very like hoity-toity about the Traveler, but I stand by it. I think the Traveler has earned a bit of like, doubt in his journey, you know what I mean?
That's a good thing. Oh, and feel free to call me Mavuika. It's what all my friends call me, and I like it that way.
And we're a friend now. We're a friend.
As for the captain, the intelligence officers we assigned to the Fatui should be back soon. We'll get our answer then.
That's great. Sounds like we just have to wait a little longer.
Are the current attacks the beginning of the real disaster?
Not just yet. Even though the Abyss is attacking several locations at once, I'm confident the warriors stationed in those areas can handle it. Don't worry. I just need to finish coordinating our available manpower, then I'll take a small team to handle the difficult locations.
Wait, you're going to fight in person? Didn't you give up your power?
Yeah, and would this expose you as like not having your power anymore?
That's true. I'm far less powerful than a god in my current state. But don't forget, I was an experienced and powerful warrior before I ever became the Pyro Archon.
Oh no, I didn't mean to make it sound like you couldn't fight for yourself. I was just worried that like, if like someone saw like on the opposite side that like you weren't fighting as a god anymore. Look at this beautiful smile as well.
No matter how you look at it, my duty is on the front lines.
I'm sure you're an inspiration to all your warriors.
I just think there's strength in numbers. If the people feel emboldened, that's just a bonus. Anyway, even if we respond to these threats in time, it's not a permanent solution in the long run. I've considered moving my people to other nations, but given their close connection to the Night Kingdom, a forced evacuation would have devastating consequences.
We heard about this before as well, right?
I've told the chiefs of each tribe to strengthen their defenses and advise people against leaving their settlements.
Because, and this is smart because we know that people who weren't in certain settlements are now lost and could be in danger.
Now I just need to find the right time to disclose the true nature of the crisis to the people of NATLAN.
How's this gonna go?
Paimon's a little worried about how people will react.
I think a lot of people will join the fight.
Yes, but that won't be the only response.
Fear, doubt.
In any case, that's for me to worry about. I'll let you know when we have more information on the captain.
All right, we should head out. Maybe we can join up with Milani. She can't be too far ahead.
Yeah, let's go. Stay safe, Malvika.
No need to worry about me.
So all the stuff she said there makes sense, and I do love that we did question it. We're like, hey, look, we had our doubts, because of how severe this is, but there was sincerity in her voice. Not only that, but like we do trust Malvika. Of course we do, like in terms of like at the end of the day. But I think it's really important to have doubts. It's really important to have those feelings of like, what's happening here? Do you know what's happening? Not only that, but like I really feel like something she said there was actually like very, very true. And that is the fact that it's over here, is it? Yeah. The fact that she said that, fighting, we said fighting on the front lines can be an inspiration to the troops, right? This is like an actual tactic and an actual true thing that would happen throughout history. What would happen is you would have, you would have like a king fight within the battle with everyone else. And those soldiers might tend to do better because they would see their king fighting on the front lines, fighting with them. It shows them that like it's not only, this battle can be won, but also like that's our king. That's who we're fighting for, and he's fighting with us. And seeing Malvika fighting on the front lines with everybody, of course it's going to make people go like, oh my god, like, look who we have with us, You probably feel amazing. Oh, there's Kachina as well.
Quick, over here, to safety.
Oh, she's doing such a good job, Mulani. Well done. Shilonen as well. Coolest character in history of video games.
How many people do you have left?
They've all made it out. It's the Traveler and Paimon. They're here.
What's the situation?
There's a trapped caravan that needs our help. We need to rescue them as soon as
We
possible.
can help.
We'll go together.
I'm coming too.
Yeah, Kachina, yes. That's that determination she has as well. I love that she hasn't stopped trying to prove herself, It's awesome. Even though she is a powerful warrior now and she's proven that she can be, she's still trying to prove herself all the time to stand toe-to-toe with people like Shilonen and Mulani. Look at how fast we're going. I absolutely adore Citlali. It's one of my favorite designs in the game for sure as well. The hair is absolutely gorgeous. Oh, we can't climb up here. What were we thinking? Oh my god! Now, luckily we have a great team for Rift Towns. We do have a great team for Rift Towns.
Stay safe. We've got this.
Oh my god, I said we had a great team for Rift Towns and I was like, they give us something so cool. Oh my god, we're on roller skates. We're on roller skates. Are you kidding me? The freaking DJ set! So freaking sick. It's so freaking sick. Oh my god, just like her character trailer. Oh my god, oh my god. I'm not even worried about being good, guys. I'm just having such a freaking blast with the idea of this. You know what I mean? Look at that. That is so fun. That is so fun.
I really thought I was done for.
Todor.
I can't thank you enough.
It's all good. That was so fun. That was so fun.
Don't worry about it. We're just glad you're okay. Let's see. Your goods look fine too. Guess the Abyss isn't after Mora.
That's a good, yeah. True.
That should be the last abyssal pylon near the Children of Echoes.
That was scary, but we did it.
Exactly. That's what being brave is all about.
By the way, where's Citlali? I thought she would come with you.
She's,
The Masters of the Night
Yeah.
Wind also got attacked, so she went back to help her tribe. She said we can deal with the ancient name later.
That makes sense. The attacks are more urgent. Alright, this isn't a good place to talk. Let's head back to the tribe.
Sure. So awesome. I love that they let us use all those characters in the tribe. This team we have here is like very good for Rift Towns. It is. And it's a combination, I think, of just having a shield and having Garmin just like, being able to jump up in the air and like avoid their attacks sometimes, I feel like. Along with like Fischl doing constant Oz damage and Benny then buffing Garmin as well. Like it works really well. But still we got to use a fun team.
Looks like a few people were hurt after all. Oh, I should have got here sooner.
The Abyss threw a lot at us at once. I rushed out as soon as I heard the alarm, and there were already so many monsters. Before long, Kachina brought over a whole group of warriors, and just like that, we destroyed several pylons
Go on,
as a team.
Kachina.
I wasn't in charge or anything.
No, take the praise.
We just happened to be together.
Yeah, take the praise.
Still, I think this proves that camping in the wild was a great idea. That's how we were able to respond so
Yep.
fast. Sleeping on the wet grass was pretty uncomfortable, but it was worth it.
I don't mean to be negative, but the situation's not looking good. That's kind of, again, I think the writing for the Traveler in this chapter has been great, right? Like, you know, it would have been there would have been nothing wrong with it. And it wouldn't have, like, killed any mood if we were like, oh, yeah, you've done such a good job, which is what I want to say. But, like, I don't mean to be negative, but the situation's not looking good. Yeah, it's not looking good. And, like, the Traveler saying this is, like, it's probably going to bring down the mood a little bit, but, like, it makes sense.
You mean the situation in the Night Kingdom, right?
Yeah.
I feel the same way. We've managed to keep it a secret all this time, but more and more people are realizing something's wrong. It's impossible not to feel anxious when things are getting worse by the second, and all we can do is wait.
And we still don't know when the final two heroes are going to appear.
That just means we need to buy the Pyro Archon more
Oh,
time.
so cool.
Keep pushing, everyone. Every battle is worth something.
They really are making this, like, into, like, a very unique war, right? It does feel like a war.
You really are an eternal optimist, Mulan.
Yeah, we love her.
You always find a way to cheer people up.
She's superb.
Why, thank you. I guess it's one of my better qualities.
I learned a few things you should know. You shared the captain's intel. Oh, you were just sharing it now, for sure.
So, specifics aside, the Pyro Archon confirmed the Gnosis can resolve the crisis, but it comes at a huge price.
Right, yeah.
And somehow the captain finds out about it, goes to fight the Pyro Archon, and calls her out for having a solution but refusing to use it.
That's exactly what the scene was. And now it makes so much more sense, like that whole conversation you had back at the thing as well. And the reason why I said it's like a unique war, by the way, guys, before we move any further, I love the idea of like strengthening our defenses, buying time, you know, setting up outposts, all this stuff. It does feel like it is like a unique war. We're at war. We are.
Honestly, if he has the same information as us, I can't really blame him.
It's probably because our plan is so risky. We don't even know if the 6 heroes will reunite in time.
Yeah, I wonder, since it feels like you're waiting for like an arbitrary time.
We talked to Malika before we left the stadium. According to her, the cost of the captain's plan is too high. And, well, it makes sense. If that was truly the better choice, she would have picked it.
Yeah, I trust the Pyro Archon.
That's the thing, you have to put the trust there, right?
When I was upset about Kachina's disappearance, she was really sincere and patient with me.
So true.
Plus, she burned down all those precious mementos for Kachina. She's already proven how much she values even a single person's life.
And look, they set again, this just how good the writing has been so far of just like showing like, yeah, it's showing little bits and pieces of why these characters are so right when they're talking about each other, right? There it is. There's a perfect example of why she does care about the people of NATLAN.
When it comes to NATLAN's survival, there's no way she would hold back.
If she could do it, she would. And that's what they're trying to say here. She already did so much to save. And like, you know, you could say like, oh, well, they're just things that, but like they represented like the souls of those people.
I agree. Maybe the captain weighed the costs and came to his own conclusion, but I'm sure we have different priorities.
Yeah.
Life is important, but so are history and memory.
Mm-hmm. And especially in NATLAN, history and memory, I'm on Wika's side too. There we go.
As the Archon, she can't tell us everything, but it seems like she wasn't holding anything back.
If this is, here's the thing, like I said, we had no problem hearing out the captain, and we even wanted to like, even like, you know, if we were like, oh, if we eventually take his side, like I wouldn't be too like hurt by it. But the fact is that we want to make sure we can do this in a way that hurts the least amount of people, right? If we can find a way to do that, that would be perfect. And I think that's just like an important detail about all this.
The next question is, if the captain found a new way to save NATLAN, how come the Pyro Archon has never heard of it?
Yeah, and isn't he from Snezhnaya? Why would the Fatui want to save NATLAN?
It seems like his goals are completely different from the Saditsa this time.
This is all super confusing.
We still don't have enough information. Once we figure out what the Fatui are doing, we'll have our answer.
Let's head back then. Malika said her intelligence officers should return soon.
Right.
how many Fatui there are, someone's bound to give something away.
Sounds good. I have a few theories of my own. With a bit more information, we just might get to the bottom of the whole thing.
Want to join our garrison, Mililani?
I was just about to ask.
Oh,
Count
so
me in.
sick. Having this ball of enthusiasm with
If I
you.
was just a bit faster, we could have prevented a few people from getting hurt. People who could help us in the next battle. It's all a chain reaction.
Yeah, the more people you lose, the less forces you have.
Then you should go register right away. It shouldn't take long. Everyone's looking for people.
Register? Nah. I'll just follow you around. You know, go where you go, do what you
Yeah, and
do.
who's gonna stop her? Who's gonna stop her?
Okay, but then you have to follow
Yeah,
my orders.
Kachina.
You got it. I just don't want to make the trip back. It's so
Oh my god,
far.
me.
All right. See you all later. Let's get together and celebrate once this is over.
Oh, you bet.
This is so great, and like this like united force here as well. Having this, you know, and being very like clear about this conversation here, like with each other about what's happening. You know what the different sides are thinking about, what side we are on, how we're gonna help, how we made mistakes. Like it's so freaking good. Yeah, like they're showing a full-on war here, and like there's so many tactics and like that. And again, it's not like a war in terms of like, get ready, aim, fire. You know, it's not like that. Which is like, you know, oh, it's Pakal.
Thanks for the help, everyone. I'll take them back to the tribe.
Thanks, Pakal. And it's, you know, it's not like one of those type of wars, you know what I mean? But it is a war, and it feels like a war. I think what we just ascertained about that whole conversation there was that, like, you know, there is a trust for Mawika. There is still a, you know, as we agree, confusing motivations for the captain, not knowing exactly what the captain wants out of this or what they need out of this. And I feel like that's like a very normal thing to happen with Fatui members, would you guys say? I would say there's a very normal thing to have is where you don't know exactly what the Fatui member wants exactly, and you might not know what they want. Even at the end, you might just have like a little bit of a better idea what they want in the end. But I thought that was actually great. And then like Kachina being like the boss's thing. The reason I said that Mulani was like me is because I remember this time in my Let's Play of Hollow Knight. I remember I beat this super hard boss that everyone said was super difficult first try. And I wish it was because I had this like insurmountable skill, but I think what happened was the walk to the boss was so long that I was like, I don't want to go back. I'm just gonna like lock in like I've never locked in before. And like all of a sudden everyone's like, you beat this boss. But even someone, you can see in the comments, someone called it out. They were like, Calvin beat this boss first try because he didn't want to do the walk back, right? And I was like, yeah. This wasn't skill. This was pure determination to not want to go all the way back to someplace, you know? Mulani joining a garrison because she doesn't want to walk all the way back is brilliant. And of course she wants to help as well, you know?
Moika! Oh, Chaska and Koichi are here. Wait, are you okay, Koichi?
Yeah, she had her hand on her head, didn't she?
I'm fine. No need to worry.
They ran into the Fatui while out on a mission and decided to follow them.
The Fatui?
So they're around you and then the Fatui wounded you?
Calm down and let me explain. Here's what happened.
Wait. We're gonna get to see the scene?
Watch out.
So cool. So cool.
The Fatui.
So cool. Wait, and they're fighting the Night Kingdom, I always blank on the
Were
name.
they attacked by
The Abyss, yeah, the Abyss.
No, wait. It looks like they're protecting a group of travelers.
Wow.
Over there. Do you see?
I just noticed them as well, yeah. And they're fighting hard. They're fighting as if like they were like, you know, their life depended on it here.
You're right. That's a traveling group from NATLAN. Could they be trading for something? Let's keep observing for now.
We're glad you're okay. Given the appearance of abyss monsters all over NATLAN,
Oh my god.
you should cancel your journey and seek shelter at the stadium. Or
Oh
one of
my
the
god.
tribes.
Thank you so much. I wish there was something we could give you.
We don't expect
What?
anything in return. We were out on a mission.
Amazing.
Saw you being attacked.
Amazing.
It was our decision to help.
Honestly though, like we know that the Fatui and like remember the House of the Hearth, like were a main like stay and like factor in saving like a lot of people in Fontaine. You know what I mean? Like it's so cool they show these gray
If you
areas.
wish to repay the favor, you can keep this a secret. If anyone asks, just say you were saved by warriors from NATLAN.
Oh, okay. We can do that.
Oh my god, man. Like, I would not be able to keep this a secret. Bro, these Fatui guys saved me.
We're not asking you to cover up our activities. We haven't done anything illegal. Our captain simply wishes to remain
Oh,
undisturbed.
the captain. So he's giving them different orders, man, for sure.
Nonetheless, the decision remains yours. If we wanted to keep you quiet, we would have employed a harsh...
That's also true. If the Fatui, like, we've seen the Fatui do some, like, and it's different branches of the Fatui as well, by the way. We saw what they did, for example, in Sumeru, what they tried to do to Jet, right? They were horrible, they were evil, those members of the Fatui, right? And if they wanted to shut you up, they would shut you up. If they wanted to get you killed, they would ask Babel to kill you. You know what I mean? This is not, you know, they would. The Fatui can, you know? And the fact that they're not shows that they're a different type of, like, Fatui member.
Got it. We'll get going now.
Did you hear that? They mentioned a captain. Isn't that who the Pyro Archon is looking for?
How did you guys get hurt? Did you guys just go into a battle with these guys?
Exactly. We could be onto something big. Still, there was no trade. They were just helping people in need. I didn't sense an ulterior motive.
Yeah. It's so interesting. The writing in Genshin is so interesting. And it's even more interesting in NATLAN, like in terms of like how they've done the Abyss and how they've made like, they're once again making the Fatui, like, they're accentuating the gray areas of the Fatui. I shouldn't say like it's even better, because for me, like, I feel like we haven't gotten the full extent of this. And like the way that they made like the House of the Hearth, one of the like, we keep using the word gray. Like, that was so impressive what they did with the House of the Hearth, and I think they're trying to do something in a different way here, but similar. And I think it's just showing what they've shown throughout the entirety of Genshin, which is that not everyone is the same. Not everyone can be painted with the same brush. Everything is a gray. Not everything is good. Some things are black and white, but some things are gray areas. Some things that you can't, you know, judge with the same way you judge other things. You can't judge the Tory the same way you judge Tartaglia or Vaughn. And Vaughn's not Fatui member anymore, or the captain, or the knave. Like, you know what I mean? You're going to be judging these people in completely different ways. Look at the way the knave would interact with us. Remember we got that letter from the other Fatui member telling us that they cut the person's tongue out for us? Like, you cannot judge these guys in the same way.
I didn't believe the captain when he said he wanted to save NATLAN. But based on what we just saw, it's possible he was telling the truth.
Maybe we've been wrong about the Fatui this whole time.
There's some that are definitely bad. There's some that are bad.
It's too early to say. Let's.
But it's just a matter of like really noticing, like, you know, it's different branches, it's different people. Everyone has to be treated like an individual. At least that's my book anyway. You guys might feel differently about that.
This is where they were headed. Looks tricky. It's heavily guarded on all sides.
Koichi, wait for me here. I'll go in and check it out.
Oh, no, you don't. How are you planning to get through all the guards?
Look, I can use this terrain to my advantage. With our tribe's special way of getting around, I doubt they'll see me coming.
Special way of getting around?
We still can't see anything on the inside. What if you can't find cover? You won't have anyone to watch your back if you go in alone.
The more heavily guarded the location, the more valuable the
True.
secrets. Even if the captain isn't here, we can still figure out what the Fatui are planning. That intel is worth the risk.
Fine. You're not gonna listen to me anyway, so let me come with you.
That's even more risky. You've been running around saving people for days. You're already at your limit.
Oh my god, this little bickering between the two of them as well.
I'm confident I can protect myself. I'm not sure you can say the same. At least right now.
I can.
You really believe that?
Fine, don't believe me. But you can't honestly tell me infiltrating a heavily guarded Fatui hideout all on your own sounds more reasonable. You know, growing up, even if I insisted on doing something, it never gave you any trouble. I'm not sure you can say the same.
All right. If we start arguing, this will never end. We can't let this opportunity go to waste.
Guess that means I win.
Siblings bickering
Don't worry,
here.
You're not the only capable young person from our tribe. I I can handle this.
All right. Same plan as usual. We split up, communicate with hand signals, make sure our blind spots are covered, and support each other once we strike. Got your ropes?
Yeah, let's go.
I can't wait to see this. Watch this, they cut away from everything now, or they get attacked right away. Her makeup is so pretty. I love them showing the bickering there as well, but I'm so interested to see what the Fatui are gonna we're gonna learn from the Fatui here. I love that they're showing this like this little side quest as well, though. It's awesome, right?
The Fatui have eyes all over this place. I should wait for Koichi's signal.
Oh my god, you look so cool! Look at these sisters, they look so cool!
Now.
Little thumbs up. Go. This is so cool that they're showing all of this from like their perspective.
Not sure how many chances I'm gonna get. I need to act.
What? It's like a little mini game. It's like a little stealth mini game. We've had like mini games before. We have to make choices and stuff like that as well. But I love when they do like these little inserts into the game.
Good. I made it without getting caught. I should get to that platform over there. But it's guarded by the Fatui. Koichi should have line of sight. I'll wait for her signal.
Oh, nice. Oh, really nice.
That's it. Now's my chance.
Quickly approach the area underneath the platform. Again, it's nothing too crazy, but I do like that it is interactive in some way, and we're getting to see their perspective. They could have just shown me their perspective, like, and not let us like have any interactive aspects, and I would have been okay with it.
It's no use staying in one place. I should keep moving. Looks like Chaska
Oh my
is helping
god,
me by
the
keeping
thumbs
an
up.
eye on the Fatui movements. I'll wait for her signal.
Imagine someone was like eating a sandwich, like on their break, and they just see the thumb coming up behind the box. They're like, "Hey, hey, get out from there, hey." This is so fun. This is so fun. With the stealth music in the background too.
Time to move.
Go. The birds.
That was close. Almost got caught. Probably can't make it over in one go.
Do we have to? Do I actually have to wait for a chance?
Now's my chance.
Like, I wonder if the timing matters, and I hope it doesn't, because then I'm gonna be in big trouble. I know, like, there was a time limit on some of the stuff. Look at this as well.
I made it. That'll show my sister.
Did you just run up a tree?
Let's see. The Fatui's occupying all the best locations. If we could just get past them somehow. Wait, I've got it.
What is this? Toss out the mysterious sphere? What? What the hell? What has happened?
What's that noise? Did something explode?
Oh god.
It stinks! What the heck is that? What do you think you're doing? I could ask you the same thing!
So they both think each other did it?
Good, they're arguing. Looks like they just needed an excuse. They've probably had enough of this job already.
Oh my god, look at these guys.
The people on the hill over there left to help their comrades. This is our chance.
I love that they've been so on edge. They're like, oh my god, an argument, let's go. They're so excited for an argument.
Come get me, Chaska. I hope she gets this hand
I
signal.
love this like little mission where these sisters are working together. It's so good.
That's Koichi's signal. Smart idea. All right, time to move. Give me your hand.
Oh, it's
quick.
so fun. Seeing the two of them work together for some reason just like fills me with so much joy. It's so fun to watch.
Coming! I checked, and this way is completely clear. It should lead us to the deepest part of this place.
Look at them. I need a full game. They can make a full like side DLC. You know, a 15-euro game where it's just like a 2-hour stealth game. I'd buy it.
You know, everyone usually jumps at the chance to work with me. Not my own sister, though. No, she avoids me like her life depends on it.
I was wrong, Koichi. You've
Very
done
sweet.
well.
Wait, you're just gonna admit it? Now I look like the mean one.
Isn't that like, you ever like, have you ever been like frustrated and you argue with someone and you like, you argue with them and then they go like, yeah, you're right. And then you feel terrible. you're like, man, you shouldn't have done this. And then they go, yeah, you know, you're right. And you're like, well, now I feel bad. And it's like, oh, you never want to hang out with me. Yeah, I'm sorry. Damn.
Let's focus on the task at hand. We're in the heart of enemy territory. More time we waste, the more dangerous this becomes.
All right. If you're not gonna take the bait, then I'll drop
She was looking for an argument?
Looks like the Fatui are here to dig something up. I'm surprised they mobilized this many people. I doubt it's because they're interested in our culture and history.
It seems like they're looking for a dragon relic called the source mechanism.
Okay.
The device is ancient. Barely any information survives to this day. And even people from NATLAN don't know how to use it. Why would this be the Fatui's target?
Not bad. Looks like it's in good shape. This should be what our Lord's looking for.
Our Lord?
Took us long enough. Come on.
Is the captain looking for this, I wonder then?
Back? Back where? Should we keep following?
Lord Harbinger, right? That would make sense.
You really want to keep going?
Of course. We make a good team, don't you think?
So cool.
No reason to stop now.
They're so fun together.
What was that sound?
Uh-oh. We've been spotted. Time to go.
Falling rock incoming! Watch out for your gadget!
What? They're actually hilarious.
What? You'll regret that!
Did she just do a look over there and run? We appreciate it. Honestly, amazing. She literally did a hey, look over there and ran off.
We went back to observe.
That was fun.
more.
That was super fun.
They'd collected several identical pieces of something. It looked like they were waiting, though. So we decided to come back.
So, Koichi got injured trying to get them off your tail?
She pushed herself too hard and collapsed on the way back to the stadium.
Well, I didn't cause you any trouble while we were fighting, right? So my perfect record remains.
You've done very well. I could make a comment on knowing your limits, but it's not my
Right, because in the end, they got it done. They got it done in the end.
I know. I'm already reflecting on my actions.
So, our current intel suggests the Fatui is after the source mechanism. The device is a complete mystery, even to us. What does the captain
So
want
interesting.
with it?
Like, this is the type of stuff that like is going to keep me intrigued for like in between days when I don't play the next act yet. I'm going to be thinking about this stuff like, what's the source mechanism?
I have no idea. But it's safe to assume the device could serve a similar purpose to the Gnosis.
Great way of looking at it. You can't see because I don't have a face cam, but I'm shaking my finger pointing at the screen. Great way.
Shilonen, I need you to gather every scholar in NATLAN familiar with the secret source.
I'll get right on it.
Thank you both for your hard work. Koichi, it's time for you to get some rest. Oh, and there are gifts from your
you got
patients
gifts?
waiting at the speaker's
Well, she
chamber.
must be we know she's well respected, right? She even said it, like everyone's always jumping at the chance to work with her.
I prepared a small gift of my own as a token of
Amazing.
gratitude. I'll send it to your home along with the others.
Yeah, she's such like an Archon League presence, does Mawika.
My patience. That's so nice of them. Guess that means I'm doing something
Yep, always
right.
take it as a good thing.
You don't need to give us anything, Archon. We were just doing our duty for Natlan. I should take Koichi home now.
Well, if Koichi doesn't want her favorite Saurus crackers, then...
She has a favorite?
I accept. Thank you, Archon.
What am I gonna do?
They're Saurus crackers. They sound lovely.
There's some for the rest of you as well. They're one of my
Oh my
favorites
god.
too, so don't
Paimon,
be
we got
shy.
snacks. She's amazing. Giving us snacks?
I'll start investigating the source
Yeah.
mechanism right away. If I learn anything, you'll be the first
Super
to know.
interested to find out what this is, to be honest.
Yummy snack.
Go on, Paimon. Yeah, like it's yet another intriguing thing to add. Like there's more intrigue added to this every single second. We saw like the Fatui saving people there during that mission. We had this really fun mission in general, but we also have like, you know, this new idea that could be like similar to a Gnosis. But I wonder could this thing have the same power of the Gnosis? But I wonder, is it gonna have the same effect? Is it still gonna gather all the souls together? We're gonna have to see how that works. Regardless of whatever they're looking for or whatever they're trying to fight in this, I'm super interested once again. Whenever it's like the Fatui involved with the Harbingers, I feel like all of our ears perk up, right? I feel like it's a thing where we all kind of go like, oh, what's going to happen? What are they going to say? This is a really cool area, right? It's like a VIP box. And in this sequence as well, we also got to see the two sisters working together, which I think they have such good chemistry with each other. Very, very fun stuff. Down here? Yeah, but once again, they're making the Fatui the grayest organization in the history of the universe. And again, like I said, there are evil people in the Fatui, right? There are Fatui members, like we said, like the stuff they did to Jet, evil. You know? The stuff that Tori does, evil. Right? That's just, it's pure evil. There's no gray areas when it comes to that. Kidnapping someone to experiment on them is not a gray area. It's not. It's just not to me. You know, experiment on people in general, not a gray area. Just not. There's no gray area with that. But I feel like when it comes to like, you know, all the members of the Fatui, you can't paint them all with the same brush. You can't. You can't paint even the lower level Fatui members, because we've met all different kinds of Fatui members as well. You just can't, you know? You just can't. And we get to say goodbye. Oh, no, I've never been out the backside of this. Very cool.
What's next for you two?
I'm taking Koichi home. With our parents there to keep an eye on her. I can make sure she actually rests.
Hey, it's not like I'm some kind of prisoner. I'll be fine in a day or two. There's no need to go all the way home.
That's what you always say. Everything's no big deal until you collapse. What if the Abyss attacks again? You're saying if I let you rest in a hotel, you're not gonna rush out the minute you hear the alarm?
I won't. Triple promise I
do love the care they have for each other, right? It manifests in different ways, obviously with arguments sometimes, but I feel like that's just siblings.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. On the off chance something like that were to happen, I might. But I'm a doctor. I have a duty to help people in need, no matter how hard or tiring the work gets.
We need you, so you need to look after yourself too. I feel like that's such a good way of phrasing it. Not talking down to someone, not saying, hey, go down and you have to just like, you know, not that Chaska was, but like you not being like, we, you know, just rest, don't worry about it, but being like, we need you to have your rest because we need you in this thing.
I guess you're right. But I don't have to.
You don't have to like it, but you're not going to be any help to people if you are tired as heck.
This reminds Paimon of when we first met. Except you were the one trying to stop
Siblings.
Chaska from doing
I tell you, it's
something
siblings.
I'd do the same for anyone trying to put their life in danger. As a doctor, I don't want people to get hurt because of a rash decision.
Then try to see things from my perspective. You clearly want to protect your patients. So can't you understand why your own sister would feel
Makes
the
sense.
same way about you?
Makes sense.
The two of you are the same, you know?
Siblings.
I disagree. I understand the risks and costs of my decisions.
Who wants to be like her? Overconfident, always making excuses when things go wrong.
Again, there it is. It's such big sibling energy.
That's just not true.
You think I don't have proof?
Okay, don't get into another fight. Just pretend Paimon never said anything.
Don't worry, Paimon. You didn't do anything wrong. Arguing is just how we communicate. Neither of us really takes it.
Yeah, obviously, like, siblings don't argue all the time, but I think it's such a normal thing for siblings to argue.
Plus, I guess we are similar in some ways. Maybe I rush into things without thinking, but I learned that from her. We're family. I can't help it if my older sister is a bad influence.
Honestly, though, she's the best bad influence I could ever ask for.
Okay, you don't have to put it that way.
And again, that's also like, I feel like a very simple energy to get that last dig in. You have to have the last word.
So, you're all good now?
So this is probably normal for them.
Neither of us are really the type to back down, so we'll always have our differences. But still, we get along in our own
Not
way.
everyone can understand a family from the outside perspective, right? Not everyone can understand it.
Plus, I know you'll wake up one day and realize I was right all along. I just need to wait.
Be my guest. Come on, let's get you
I
home.
think what's so good about having like all these interactions, whether it be like the fun stuff with Citlali when she was, drinking, but then you had the important stuff too, obviously, as well. The interaction between these two, Mulani and Kachina, having a little banter between each other as well. Having Paimon, the snacks and stuff. Because I think it's so good about like the very funny moments in NATLAN is what I love about Genshin. I think in general, it's kind of like, emphasized here, where it's like a very serious impending thing is happening. And when they need to be serious, they are very serious. But like, it doesn't have this unneeded, constant, heart pounding all the time. There's a feeling of pressure, like I said, but you don't have to constantly feel like upset and sad. There's fun banter, there's fun conversations, and it's all as equally important to me because it's fun to hear these people talk with each other even,
See you later,
Look how good we
Traveler
look in
and
this light.
Paimon. I'll be back once everything's settled at home.
There's no rush. At least grab a nice meal with your
Yep,
family.
see you later.
Bye, you two. Take care of yourselves.
And I feel like
out
with this
there.
journey we've been on, our characters have grown so much, Paimon and Wonder, because I feel like they've definitely like, grown to like be even more caring than they were before. Like they're peak caring characters now, So pretty.
Those two will probably make up for real at some point, right?
Yeah, but like, again, like we said, we don't understand what we can't understand the dynamic fully from the outside.
Well, we've learned a lot. Let's go over everything that we know so
Sure.
far.
You and Paimon tried to analyze the captain's goal, you feel like you're just one step away from the answer. Footsteps? Oh, it's Citlali. Hello. So good to see you again.
Sorry for popping
No,
up out of
you do it so
nowhere
well.
again.
You do it so well. There could be way worse things to pop up out of nowhere. I'm just telling you this right now. 1,000,001 worse things. 1,000,001 worse
Why do
things.
you look so awkward?
Wait, how many people are on Earth now?
Is there something you need from us?
There's like 6 or 7 billion, right? So there's billions and billions of worse things.
Okay, I won't beat around the bush. Oh, and I'm sorry for interrupting your rest. I'll treat you to some charcoal grilled steak to make up
Sure.
for it.
Whatever. You don't have to do anything. Like, please.
Awesome! Just give us your orders.
Hey, friends don't order each other around. I'm just here to share some news. Remember what we talked
Oh
about
no.
before parting ways?
That was a very funny line from Paimon, just taking the orders right away. But yeah, I remember this.
Oh yeah, you mentioned how Auroran has always wanted to save Natlan, and something about his soul being fragmented. Paimon and the Traveler discussed it after you left, and we think Auroran is probably back with the
Yeah.
captain. What do you think?
I agree with your hypothesis. And just now, I
You
confirmed
saw
it
him?
myself. Auroran came back. He helped the Masters of the Night
See.
Wind defend our camp.
That duty.
What? He came back?
Did he say anything?
I told him to give up whatever he's doing, but he refused. He said they're just one step away from success, so there's no way he can back out now.
So they're close.
Apparently, he came back to fulfill his duty to our tribe. When he left, he said it was because he still has a duty
Yep.
to Natlan
He still
as
feels
a
that burden.
whole.
He still feels that weight of what happened back then on him.
I'm unsurprised you let him go at all.
I had to prioritize my tribe. Besides, the situation was intense. I couldn't focus on outside and inside threats at the
Yeah,
same
no, it's a lot.
time.
It is a lot. It is a lot. And I feel like, she did say last time she wanted to treat him more like an adult, right?
Plus, he was on guard. He knew I would try to go after him, so he made sure to keep his distance. I kept an eye out for a good opportunity, but it never
Right.
came. All these years of calling me Granny, and I couldn't do a
This is what I'm
single
talking
thing
about.
for
This
him in
line
the
here.
end.
She still feels this pressure on her. She still feels this idea where she's like, Like, I didn't do anything back then. My inaction could have caused someone, or she feels it, even though it's not exactly true. She feels like her inaction, she's still making up for her inaction all this time later. And even she feels like maybe in this way, like she's like unworthy of the title of Granny right now, which she isn't. She isn't whatsoever.
Don't say that! Your tribe all raised him together, right? That couldn't have been easy.
You're right. Seeing him come back reminded me
Oh
of when
my
he was
god.
little. Running around the tribe, dropping by random houses
Oh
right
my god,
and
she
left.
talks about him in such like a sweet way as well.
He's not only a child of the Masters of the Nightwind, but a child of NATLAN. It's only natural for a child to want to do something for
Such
their
a beautiful
family.
way of talking about him. A child of NATLAN. Auroran is like even more important than we thought.
Besides, Auroran is my apprentice. He might have a few tricks up his sleeve, but I guarantee I know every single one.
Honestly, the way she talks about them, again, like I said, a very Irish granny coded or Irish mammy coded in like the other ways. And here as well, you know, when he's not around, talking about him as if he's like, in a very fair way, in a very sweet way, right? Reminiscing about when he was younger.
Wait, what are you saying?
Look,
Wait, what?
remember how I said Auroran's soul is fragmented? This is the talisman I created to keep it stable.
Yeah. So like,
And this gem is what makes the talisman
okay,
work.
but does it have to be with him?
It just so happens that Auroran is due for a gem replacement. Since I can't get close to him, I put the new gem in a supply bag and asked Aoife to bring
Okay,
it to
and
him.
look, she's still thinking about it even now. So he needs this gem.
You guys know Aoife, right? No? Well, he's a pretty famous vet around these parts. He's always bringing me all sorts of things, and he happens to be very good friends with
Okay.
Auroran. Aoife doesn't know what's going on, so he agreed, no questions asked. Auroran would find the gem as soon as he opened the bag. He knows how important it is, so I knew he would make the switch.
That's a lot of faith in him as well, right? To do that as well.
He probably suspected that I tampered with it. But here's the catch. The trick is on the bag.
What?
The moment he touched it, a portion of his memories were copied onto the old gem, which he no longer needed.
Wait, what?
That's amazing.
Citlali is a god?
Most people can't. But
Citlali,
I can.
I'm willing to bet that Citlali, if there was like a tournament, could probably beat up a few Archons.
That trick he used to bring you to the Night Kingdom isn't anything special, by the way. My technique
Oh my
is
God.
much more subtle. He
No
won't
wonder she was
notice
saying she was
anything.
giving everyone like an inferiority complex.
So in other words, we have a whole backup of Auroran's memories.
Crazy.
In this gem.
Crazy. Now, I think, would you see this as like I don't know. I feel like hypothesizing about how like Aurora feel about it is like, not the way to go about this. Because I imagine like, I wonder if he's going to feel very betrayed by this as well. Or maybe he'll expect it. You know what I mean? The way he interacts with Citlali, he probably would not expect it, but like when he finds it, he's going to be like, oh, I should have known. This is interesting. This is like a godly power. This is a god tier power.
The kid thinks he can take me on? Like I wasn't the one who taught him everything
really
he knows?
mentor-mentee relationship here.
That's amazing, Citlali. Let's take a look right away.
But like I'm still kind of like sitting here mulling this over of how like crazy this power is. This is like Archon. This is like Dragon Sovereign level.
Once we get to the bottom of this, we can finally track him down. I know he thinks of me as his grandma, but do you think
I was just
he'll
talking
get
about
mad
this.
at me for this? You can be
I have no idea.
honest.
I have no idea. I don't know him well enough to know yet if he'll be mad at this. I personally would be mad. Personally, I'd be a bit upset. But I don't know how he's going to react because I also could see him just being like, oh, I should have expected it. You know what I mean?
Huh, that's a tough question. Paimon doesn't have a grandma, so she's not the best person to
It's
ask.
possible families disagree sometimes, but as his family, you have to do this.
To be honest, I've always doubted my ability to look after him. I didn't stop the ceremony all those years ago.
There it is.
Now,
Yeah.
I'm useless
She's
again.
feeling like, again, she has to make up for this, even though, again, a lot of people say it's not your fault, but she feel like her action, again, is like a action. And now she's feeling so bad. You shouldn't feel useless. And again, that's why she's so worried and she's always like on his case.
But if I stop here, it will haunt me until I'm 500 years old. Every night I'll wake up in a fit of anger.
And then start freaking out, then start crying. Both are acceptable. Both are nothing to be ashamed of.
Yeah, you're right. First anger, then tears. Oh, wait.
No, well, not my intention. You can cry as much as you want, Citlali. You do not have to worry about anything whatsoever. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about my opinion. You cry as much as you want.
You're just making it worse, Traveler.
The smile, the mischievous smile as well.
I need to look at his memory. Even if he resents
Okay, she's willing
me,
to take this risk.
refuses to see me, or runs away for good. I don't care, and I won't blame him. A family does whatever it takes to protect their own.
That's rough, though. That is rough to think about, because the reason I brought it up was just because I was, like, thinking about that, too. It's like, how's that gonna, like, develop this relationship, you know?
Sure you'll be okay? We can come with you if you want.
Did you just say you'll come with me?
Is that so shocking?
Is that okay? We have a pretty good reason to see it too, don't we? Because, right, we need leads on the Fatui.
Yeah, and Paimon's right. We should be there.
You really mean it?
Oh, she's like... Is she just happy to have someone, like, be there, like, as a support for her as well?
Fine. You can come. Just promise me you'll see this through. No backing out.
People probably
Got
see
it?
her as being so powerful all the time that she probably doesn't have a lot of people that, like, are asking if she needs help for stuff. You know what I mean? Or asking if she needs support for stuff. If you think someone's so strong, you're probably not going to, like, even ask them if they need help, because they probably think that she can do everything by herself.
Don't worry, we're professional
The
adventurers.
finger. Oh, the thumbs up as well.
Then I place my trust in your professionalism. All right, time to sneak into someone else's memory and engage in some, unwanted spying.
Honestly, I'm glad they're calling it what it is, right? They're not being silly about this. They're calling a spade a spade. Let's be honest here. That's what they're calling it.
You heard it here first. I wouldn't be doing this if I had any other choice. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Oh my god. So wait, what aspects of his memory are we gonna see? Oh my god, he's planting vegetables. This
Look
sweet
how
man.
good you're doing. You'll grow into nice big radishes in the future.
Oh my god, someone. Oh. Someone needs to cool me down. He's so cute. He's so cute.
And you? Aoife says you're taking up too much
What?
space, but I think you're a good tree. What do you think?
No way. Look, he cares so much about these plants.
Hey!
He's amazing.
How's it going, Auroron?
Good. How are you, Uncle Okanbi?
Can't complain. What you up to? Naming your vegetables
I think
again?
it's so sweet that he named his vegetables.
No, just some idle conversation.
He's so pretty, and he's a farmer, and he takes care of the farm.
Sounds
so cute.
fascinating. What did they say?
They told me you were coming and that you would take some produce with you.
Only if you're offering. By the way, I ran into Aoife yesterday. He told me Chaska's fostering a saurian at his place. Said the thing trampled over a part of your radish garden. I hope you two didn't get into a huge fight.
I wonder if that, yeah.
No, don't worry. I'll find a way for him to make it up to me.
He's so cute. He really is.
I've already wrapped
So
your
pretty.
share of the produce. Here you go.
You really knew I was coming. That's pretty amazing.
Why does it, like, I don't know Auroran that well, but there's something about him that just melts my heart.
Light up the smoke and you can see the path through the shadows. That's what everyone says.
Look at him.
Hey, have you seen that strange group of people that just appeared out of nowhere?
Is that the Fatui?
Appeared out of nowhere? I don't think so.
It's the Fatui.
Yeah.
Their leader seems like a big deal. He didn't bring many men with him, but they're all elite warriors. It seems like they're looking for someone, but I wouldn't go around asking too many questions. If you run into them, be careful.
And we know he will run into them. We know he will. Oh, and it's a dark night. He showed up at his
You're from the
freaking...
Masters of the Night Wind, are you not?
The
Why do
voice.
you live here alone?
Did he show? He showed up here as this freaking vegetable field.
I enjoy living by myself out in the wild.
And Aurora not shaking. Not shaking at all. Not shook.
I guess you're from the
Look at that.
Fatuit.
Oh my god, I wish he
One
stayed there for a
everyone's
second
calling
longer.
A big deal.
He looks so cool in the night sky.
Not an inaccurate description.
Holy hell.
I'm looking for someone who may be known to you. Citlali is her name.
Oh my god, Granny. Yeah.
Granny? What does an Outlander want with her?
This music as well. They've done such a good job of presenting the captain.
I've heard the name. You have business with her?
Oh my god.
There's no point to further questioning if you insist on hiding things from me. I shall seek answers elsewhere.
All about business.
Oh, he could tell I was lying and now he's leaving? He gave up just like that? Hey. At least tell me why you're looking for Citlali.
Look, the music, the way that they're shooting the scene. The tension in this conversation. The way that, like, Auroran's not backing down, it's so good.
It's none of your concern. I have my own means of tracking her down.
And he's letting, it's almost like he knows now. It's like, oh, he can find her at any point if he wants.
Why are the Fatui looking for her? What does she have to do with them?
He's so concerned as well. Of course he is.
I can't just let them go like this. I
Yep.
have to figure out what they're planning.
Exactly. Wait. Oh, look at the loading screen symbol. So great. Nice little touch. This music is insane. It's so, like, subtle. It's dark. It's melodic. It's beautiful.
They've just been studying the ley lines and asking for leads on Granny. I can definitely rule out some sort of invasion.
The situation has seen no true improvement. The Pyro Archon did not fulfill her promise.
I'm sorry, the music just keeps stalling me in place as well. I know we've heard, like, this track before, but, like, it's really nice. Yeah.
My lord.
Did you notice him? I'm sorry, but look at this freaking shot. Look how cool he looks in every scene.
Ignore him. He is no
What?
threat.
He's just like, I know Auroran's there, but he's like, I don't care. No wonder he's number one. No wonder.
He knows I'm following him, but he doesn't seem to care.
Auroran, that would terrify me. That would terrify me. I'm spying on someone and they don't give a damn.
He's strong, I can tell. But there's something unusual about him and also familiar in some way.
Familiar?
I can't describe it.
Wait.
What is it?
My lord, I feel dizzy.
What's happening?
A ley line disturbance. Certain presences have been forced to wander outside their rightful realm.
Wait. What did he just do?
That was a spell from the Masters
What?
of the Night Wind. How did he know that? Is he sending those escaped souls back into the ley line?
Is he from Auroran's tribe? What?
How did he do that so easily? Soul
Soul
ferrying
ferrying.
is supposed to be extremely difficult. This could be related to why he's searching
What
for
the
Granny.
hell?
I feel much better. Thank you, my lord.
He did it just like that as well.
Think nothing of it. Stay vigilant and continue to gather information.
What is happening?
The Abyss could attack at any moment. If you notice any irregularities, assume drill formation and be prepared to fight.
Can you look at the camera right now and monologue as to why you know all this stuff?
However, there's no reason to over-engage. Information is our first priority.
Yes, sir.
Frickin' hell.
Why are the Fatui fighting against the Abyss? Do they really mean us no
All these
harm?
questions going around your head. The Fatui, this is what the Fatui does. They make you question everything. How does he know all that stuff? Soul ferrying?
I've been following him this whole time and still they ignore me? Do they really not care?
Aurora, that is so scary.
It seems like his subordinates refer to him as the captain. Never heard of him before. And now he's headed to the stadium. That's unusual. Oh, what is he gonna do?
You two.
Was this the moment where we...
Everyone
No.
else, wait here as instructed.
Wait.
Send word to the other teams to retreat immediately if this fails.
Wait.
Yes,
Wait.
sir.
Was this the moment where he...
inside? But the Pyro Archon is in there. What does he want with her?
Oh my god.
Forgive me, my lord. Allow me to check one more time. Do you truly wish to do this?
Do you truly wish to do this?
The time for idle observation is over. It now falls on me to act. This nation is out of
This is what I'm
time.
talking about. Like, he's showing this care for NATLAN.
Yes, sir.
Is he from... I wonder if he's originally from Auroran's tribe. See, Lolly's tribe, like...
He just walked straight into the stadium. What is he gonna do?
Oh my god, we're seeing this. It's so crazy we're seeing this other side of the perspective as well.
They're both incredibly strong. How long will they have to fight until someone comes out on top?
Wait.
Wait, this feeling. Just like the other day near the ley lines. It's faint. Like a soul's trying to escape. Where's it coming from?
What?
Is that why he's looking for Granny? If he dies here, then all clues will be lost. I can't let that happen.
And there's a symbol again. So that's when Auroran did the thing then, right? Then Auroran did that thing. So this wasn't something where, like, Auroran was working with him in that moment and was already working with him. That happened afterwards.
As for you, I must confess, I did not expect that little trick of yours to save the day.
No matter how dense the fog, as long as the sun remains, we cannot turn day into night. She could have dispelled it. She simply chose not to. You don't have much time. And you're injured on top of that. What do you plan to do next?
So this is like crazy. Auroran, like we know that he wanted to protect his granny, but he sought out the captain. It was almost like the other way around.
I'm beginning to see just how useful you may turn out to be. You heard something from here, didn't you?
Wait. Remember when I thought he was talking to the camera? Was he...
No need to force yourself. I've never seen anyone match the Pyro Archon in battle
I'm in
before.
bits. I'm in bits.
I didn't expect you to intervene at such a critical moment.
You know I've been following you. Why didn't you stop me?
And this just shows Auroran's, like, he definitely, like, is so curious about what's happening here.
When walking in the forest, it is only natural to encounter wild beasts. However, not every beast has the courage to come out and bite.
And yet, one of those very beasts saved your life.
I'm gripped. I am gripped. The silhouette of his face as well.
Then speak. What do you want?
I didn't save you because I wanted something. My soul is more perceptive than others. I can sense that the ley lines are extremely
So
weak.
there's his doubts. They're showing his doubts right in front of us.
I don't know what the Pyro Archon is planning. Can she really save us? The questions you asked her just now, well, I've had very similar doubts. So I felt like I had to help you.
I thought that, like, Auroran, like, was already at this point already working with him. But Auroran actually sought the captain out at this point. The captain didn't even want anything to do with him up to this point. And now because of his similar doubts, he's like, I have to, like, meet you. I have to talk to you to save NATLAN.
So, you can tell the truth. That was quite a reckless decision to make.
Holy
I'm
hell.
not sure you realize that.
There's no turning back for me now. What I did back there is going to get me in a lot of trouble.
Yeah. But, like, in fairness though, Citlali did vouch for you, I suppose.
You attacked the Pyro Archon in broad daylight, and I used my spell to save you. A single glance was likely all it took for her to recognize my tribe.
100%. 100%. And she knew, remember, she did know it right away.
So, we're in the same boat.
Seem to care little for my thoughts on the matter.
It's too late for that. Start from the beginning. Why are you looking for Citlali? Do you know
And again, the concern for her, for his granny first. Man, I need to know how he, I need to know all of this. I need to know all of this. Please have another 2 hours of this.
Explain your relation to her first. I know you two are acquainted. It was obvious the moment I mentioned her name.
He's so smart. He's so
Citlali
smart.
is my elder and my teacher. She taught me everything I know. It's my duty to protect her.
If you truly wish to protect her, you should have let me perish at the Pyro Archon's hand.
Huh?
Yet, you chose otherwise. Do I really need to tell you what that means?
What is...
I want to do something to change NATLAN for the better. Something I can accomplish with my own two hands. You're stranger than anyone I've ever met. But maybe, just maybe, you can show me the way.
Auroran, this is like if Anakin, came to the Emperor first. And took an interest in the Emperor first. And maybe he did. I don't remember Star Wars as much as I used to. But you know what I'm trying to say? This is such an interesting way of looking at it. There's there's barely even an ounce of manipulation happening here from the captain.
Strange.
Aurorans do most of the talking as well. This is not how I thought it went down.
Citlali is said to be the legendary Granny Citlali, someone capable of communicating with the Wyab, and the Wyab are the key to information on the night.
So they wanted to, okay. They want her as in part so because she can speak to the Wyab.
Why do you need knowledge on the Night Kingdom?
That is not something you need to know.
He's still pushing him away. He's yeah, still
Don't forget, I saved your life.
Do you not believe the Fatui capable of betraying a debt?
Oh my god, what a line. The captain basically saying, dude, you know the Fatui? We're not these noble souls that are gonna just agree,
People can lie, but souls cannot. I can tell there's a weight to your soul. A sense of justice.
Oh my god. He can sense that there's a sense of justice within his soul. He can sense that there's a good in his soul.
You may not live among your tribe, but you certainly know their tricks. I apologize for my rash judgment. You are more capable than I imagined. Let's go. We'll see if you have what
and
it
there
takes.
instantly he's yeah, let's join. Let's go. Jesus Christ.
I see.
We're still here, thank God.
Interesting approach.
Worth trying, I think.
You know what I mean? It was more while there's still, obviously the captain is still, I feel still has the power in this situation. I feel like it is a, more equal conversation than I thought it was, right? Way more than I thought it was.
Rather than weaving a net to protect the ley lines, this method would address the root problem by reconstructing the ley lines themselves.
How? How? What? Wait. No. No. Don't you dare. What do you mean? What? Go back. Go back. Go back right now. We know that the Loom of Fate, right, has the power to weave ley lines, right? But that's not in the possession of the Fatui. The idea of creating ley lines.
Traveler, Paimon, are you two all right?
What in the freaking hell is happening? Go back. Citlali, I'm so happy to see you, but we need to go back.
Paimon's fine, just, a little dizzy.
What in the F? I'm fine. Are you okay, Citlali? Did you see that?
Of course. I'm just...
Oh my god, look
so
at this
mad at
fiery
him.
passion here as well. Yeah, he was barely. Here's the thing. What led him to make that decision was definitely this. Look at this. I can't believe what we're looking at here. Well, I'll let you see this now. What led him to make this decision is like is his the pressure that he put on himself for years of failing. I can't believe we're looking at this. I'll let's go past this as well. This is so funny.
After everything, he's
There it is. Yeah, she explained it for me.
Past.
She explained it in one line what I was probably going to talk about. Yeah, but no, we like to talk about things in detail. But that's what he feels. He can't let go of that thing that happened in the past, and I can understand how he feels. There's something in him that he just legitimately, like, we know what it is. It's that feeling of letting down the people of NATLAN, that he could have done more, that he would have rather have sacrificed himself. And in this case, he's throwing himself head on into danger, you know?
For some reason, he thinks he owes something to the people who cared for him. Stubborn, self-righteous fool. Where's that gonna get him?
He's doing this, yeah, he is doing this because he wants to make sure NATLAN is safe. I need to know more about this creating ley line stuff.
Now that he's all grown
Ley
up,
line's
he
terrifying me
thinks
as it
no
is.
one can tell him what to do. He thinks he can just run away whenever he wants.
And again, there's this like frustrating care. And like, again, with the traveler saying, I know how he feels, by the way, I wonder if that is, again, it's just like the idea of like, our past is pushing our future forward as well. Or our sorrow is pushing our future forward. We saw that with the Mizuki quest as well.
I'll show him. If he tries to run one more time...
Oh my god.
He's got another thing coming.
They've been doing this so well in Genshin, especially in NATLAN, where like they have like these like really serious scenes and then they go, look, calm down, it's okay, right? Which is really interesting.
Maybe stubbornness runs in the family. Like grandmother, like grandson, as they say.
Is that supposed to be a compliment? Huh, that kid's got nothing on me. Anyway, back to what we just saw. I don't even know what to make of it.
There's a lot.
Yeah, the captain seriously wants to reconstruct the ley line?
Paimon, that's terrifying.
What does that even mean? Something like the
Yes.
loom of fate, maybe? But how does it help with the abyss?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like the Abyss Order has the Loom of Fate, right? They've constructed the Loom of Fate. That's not the Fatui.
The loom of fate?
Oh, you need to. Oh no, Citlali, wait for this now.
It's kind of hard to explain. Basically, it's a device from Conrad.
My heart is
that has
pounding.
Unbelievable power.
Why are they doing this again to me?
Anyway, if he really wants to manipulate the ley lines, everyone in NATLAN will be affected. Oh, this is big.
So he was trying to use the Gnosis for this as well?
Which means the captain has been honest from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Auroran's memory proves that.
My heart is pounding, guys. Like, it's seriously pounding so freaking hard right now.
Why is he so obsessed with saving NATLAN?
He has to be from that
We've
tribe.
gotta tell Malika about this right away.
Yes. She needs to know about this. Now.
Okay, let's go. Wait, why are you panning up? What? In what universe? In what world is that an okay place to stop? What are you doing to me? Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying in all aspects. This was an amazing act, by the way.
Rise like smoke.
This was an amazing act. And what we learned from this... What is that? Oh, it's one of those things I think we fought them before. Did we? Maybe we fought them in one of the trials or something? Maybe. What I learned from this whole freaking chapter, right? We got to learn about Citlali a lot more. We got to learn about, first of all, let's do from small to big. Kachina is now like has a whole different vibe to her, right? She's definitely learning to be like, in her new state. I guess like you could say even like, post Night Kingdom, she is like trying her best to like, be the new Kachina that she wants to be, which I think is so sweet. And and so fun. Yeah, we're gonna die there with him as well. We have Mulaney also like being her very determined self, right? We got to meet Shilonen in this chapter as well, who is also a character that we can trust greatly too, the coolest character ever. We adore her greatly. She's fantastic. And like honestly, I can't wait to get to know more in the story quest because I feel like this is just kind of preliminary because like on the periphery, I guess you should say as well, of like what is we're learning about her because eventually, oh look, this little dragon thing is out here because I think we're going to learn more about her. I probably in her tribal quest, as well as like when we probably get that tribal name taken as well, and we're going to learn more about her in the Archon quest as things go forward as well. At least from my perspective, anyway. Because I think this quest is all about Auroran and Citlali. That's who they were trying to get to like deeper in nuggets of, right? And what we got there was that Citlali and Auroran have this this really unique relationship in NATLAN and in Tevat. That is a very caring relationship that is full of regret, frustration, pressure, and this guilt. It is full of all of this, and it's a guilt that isn't deserved on either of them, I feel like, but they're still gonna feel that way no matter what. It's impossible not to feel that way. What we learned in the end there, though, is to me like the most important, is that Auroran is working with the captain, but it wasn't like this big coercion. It wasn't. It really wasn't. It was a self-coercion from the guilt that he felt from surviving all that long time ago and actually failing to save the people of NATLAN, even though that wasn't his place. We learned about the Loom of Fate in the previous Dainsleif quest. But again, we know that can weave ley lines, but how is that going to have anything to do with what's happening here? Because we know the Fatui and the Abyss Order are not the same thing. We know they don't have the same goals. So how are they, like, how is he, like, he plans to use the Gnosis somehow, or a power similar to Gnosis to actually do that? But that's terrifying. That's absolutely terrifying. And also he can use Citlali's tribe's powers, the soul ferrying. So I wonder if he's from that tribe, or if he's someone from the tribe. They keep showing a silhouette of his face, right? And I wonder if, like, they are gonna, like, we should get these items over here. They are gonna show, like, I think they are gonna show him as a, like his face. I wonder. We'll see. But I wonder if it's gonna, if there's gonna be something to do with that as well with the tribe. But man, that stopped me in my tracks. The idea that he wants to, you know, recreate the ley lines. And there's a method to recreating the ley lines. Because again, the Loom of Fate scared me. It scares me. The ley lines scare me. They're a terrifying idea in themselves. So like the idea that anyone wants to, like, you know, create their own to save NATLAN. Yes, if it works, fantastic. But still, is it normal for me to just be absolutely terrified right now? That I'm just like feeling so scared? That I'm feeling so worried right now as well? Again, I don't mean to, like, again, like I said with the Aurora thing, I don't mean to make it seem like, you know, he's, I hope I'm not making it sound like he's bad. Because clearly he's doing this all from the goodness of his heart and the feeling of guilt that he has as well, and his love for the people that have helped him throughout his life, like Citlali. He didn't want anything to happen to Citlali. He doesn't want anything to happen to the people of his tribe or the people that raised him. So he's doing all of this for NATLAN, right? But we have to, if they succeed in this, this will be like such a crazy situation. Such a crazy, and it might give us like a taste of what's to come with the Abyss Order and the Loom of Fate. It might. But they obviously have very, very different reasons for why they want to do that too. We got to see some really cool stuff this chapter. As we said, we got to see like an amazing like character introduction for like a bunch of characters, but like a very deep character introduction for a Citlali, who really like is so powerful, but like in the end just wanted someone to, like, you know, support her as well and to be on her side, and for someone to listen to her as well and not be afraid of her. While also showing off that she has this immense guilt for like her inaction when Aurora was being sent off to be a sacrifice. Auroran is a character who like very clearly is very kind of very cunning, you know, very like, you know, but very sweet at the same time. Clearly has a lot of care. There's people that care about him. There's people that like him. He's hardworking, but it's clear here as well that his own guilt as well is moving him towards this idea of having to do this also. If there's any more I want to talk about, I will come back and talk about this in a bit. But it feels like I think Act 3 was an amazing character introduction to a lot, as we said, a lot of characters like Citlali and Auroran, but it's also a build-up to Act 4, I feel like, as well. I feel like whatever is happening now, this is like, what happens next is going to be terrifying. And it's letting us know that what's happening next is going to be absolutely terrifying. I think it's the right response to be scared when someone mentions the ley lines. I think it's the right response to be scared when someone mentions recreating the ley lines, especially since we know about the Loom of Fate as well. I wonder if we're going to talk about the Loom of Fate more as well. I wonder. But it was a really nice chapter full of really fun moments, scary moments, magical moments. The further introduction of the captain was awesome as well. I really feel like this chapter did such a good job of writing like characters. We're writing characters and having like a good tension as well. Like they showed us that now how Natlan's in danger. They showed us how like there's different sides to this argument. They showed us how like there's different options as well. And they showed us that not everything is exactly as it seems. They also let our character be a bit doubtful of an Archon, which is fun as well in terms of writing also. But they really did a good job of showing how the Abyss is getting worse, how there's more coordinated attacks, how everyone has to join together to fight back, how much Aurora means to Citlali, how much Citlali means to Aurora, and how much NATLAN means to both of them. I think they did such a fantastic job with this. They really, really did. And I can't wait to see what's going to be happening in Act 4. I'll make the decision like later today. I'll have conversations with people too. Is it better to like do one of the world quests right now, or should we just go into Act 4 and then do the tribal quest and the world quest I want to do all in a row? I don't know if I really want to do them all in a row because we have to do them before Act 5, so I might make it easier on myself and do one of the world quests now, just so like it doesn't become overwhelming, you know what I mean? So if that makes sense, I think it might be the better option. But we'll see how that goes anyway, because we will be starting Act 4, I'd say, this week. I say we'll be starting Act 4 this week, and then we'll be getting everything done before the end of Act 5 as well. Or for the start of Act 5, we're getting a lot of the other stuff done, like the tribal quests that we can do too. This is amazing. This is truly amazing. I love this. I love this a lot, and I'm sitting here at the end terrified once again. Absolutely terrified. Happy, terrified, sad, all those things. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and thanks so much for supporting this series. And I will say thank you so much to Never Gonna Pay the Baby Gangster here on Patreon for always supporting me. And supporting, I guess if you could say, like, my theory is now that he's from of Citlali's tribe. That's my theory right now. And we'll see how that goes there. Look at Citlali. Hi everyone, it's Calvin, and before this video starts, I guess I should say that this is going to be episode 200 of Genshin Impact. And it's crazy because we started over a year ago playing this amazing game, and it has meant the absolute world to me ever since. It really has. On episode 1, I did a gigantic montage of like all the moments we had so far, but I feel like I didn't want to do it this time, not because it wasn't really fun to do that last time. I really feel like you only have like so many times you can pull out the montage card, you know what I mean? You only have so many times where you can be like, hey, look, everyone gets sad with me for a bit, you know? But I do want to give it a little message as the video starts, because I think that like we really have had more than 200 episodes, right? If you really think about the reactions and the events now as well, like we really are closer to like, if you count the reactions to events and the actual event that we did and the recent events we did, we're probably closer to like 250 than 200 in a way. But it depends on what you count as like an episode of Genshin Impact. But what I can say right now is this, right? I don't want to make it perfectly clear to everybody, right? This has meant the world to me. This whole series has meant the world to me. And I think the best way we can celebrate 200 episodes is that this whole weekend we're going to be doing the end of Act 3 and all of Act 4. And I really feel like it's a fantastic way to celebrate, really. I think that we're going to be hitting so many milestones with Genshin constantly. And one of my favorite things about going through that entire playlist, if I ever got a chance, and I don't think I ever would, because that would be torture to watch yourself for 200 episodes, you know? But like, if I've ever got the chance to do it, or I had the time to do it, or the wherewithal, or the willpower, I think that what you probably would see, and you maybe would agree, is that not only has there been people here since the start, there's been people here who joined along the way, there's been people who joined just recently, it's also this journey that like I have been on with all of you guys. And it's meant so much to me to share this with you guys. It really has. Because we have probably one of the greatest games of all time, in my opinion, one of my top 5 favorite games ever created. And getting to share this experience with all of you has been something that I could never trade for anything. It's something that can't be like, measured in a worth. It's so incredible. The fact that I've gotten to like, see big moments in this game and then go to the comment section, see what you guys thought about it as well, what you guys thought about my reaction to it. The fact that a lot of you guys tell me that these videos help you in bad times, that they've gotten you through some boring weekends. Even people who say, I watch your videos while I eat a sandwich. I watch their videos while I'm on the toilet. I watch your videos while I'm at work. I watch your videos while I was going to say driving, but you shouldn't do that. No one's ever said that. Do not do that. You can listen, but yeah, like, you know, all these different things. I do art while I watch your videos. All of them mean the world to me. For people who are like, I watch your videos at 2 times speed. I watch your videos, you know, in the nighttime, in the morning. It's so awesome to me when I hear that stuff. I also want to say that all those words that you say, how much it means to me, whether it be something small or something big that this series has meant to you, it's meant quite similar to me. It's meant something to me as well. Like, you have no idea how much, like, this series uplifts me as well. It really has. And to describe, really, at the end of all this, before we end this, how much this means to me, Genshin has been, for the past year and a bit, the most consistently beautiful thing in my world, in my life. Whether it be the experiences I have with you guys, or the experience I have with these characters, it's incredible. And the fact that I still recognize names that were here 11 months ago, that were here 2 months ago, 1 month ago, this journey has brought along a lot of new people, you know? It feels like we're on a wagon going forward, and the wagon's like so overcrowded, but we're still taking people on as we're going forward, you know? Hey, come on, let's get on, come on, let's go. This has been a special time for me as well. It really has. And I'm nervous about catching up, but I'm also excited. Because that means I get to no longer will you guys be putting your hand on my back as we're walking through this journey. You guys will be grasping onto my fingers, locking them in, and holding my hand as we walk together through Genshin Impact. And that's weird to say. I'm gonna go before I start crying. Thank you guys so much for everything. Thank you so much for 200 episodes. And here's to 7 billion more. Perfect. Time for R2. Jamie Bull, Janet the Banana, The Ghost of Inazuma, Felicious Felix, Yule, The Radish, Anusta, Death Drop, Lynx Markey, The Assassin, Colorbow, True Peanut Butter, Alpaca Juice, Peter Shelson, Heck, and Leanne. And I'll see you all so soon. Let's do the thing. Her moveset's so fun.